Welcome to Late Night Chat with Leslie and JT, episode 166. Oh, Leslie,
If you
Leslie,
guys
Leslie.
didn't get that, that was my mega pint of coffee here. And that was the intro to Pirates of the Caribbean. And why? Because we're talking today about Amber Turd and Johnny Depp's trial. That's what we're going to laugh about and talk about today.
Trying to lighten the mood for everybody. I guess
Yeah.
it's so funny the way this world goes from fucking COVID to war to fucking famous person on trial.
Yeah, but this isn't just about them being famous.
Oh, I know.
This is and yeah, she is hot. I'm not gonna lie, she is hot. She's beautiful, but she's also a hot fucking mess.
Oh,
Yep,
those are
literally.
one of those. Those are one of those girls you stay away from when you're.
Yeah, those are the girls that like to shit in your bed if they're pissed off at you.
So lucky I've had nobody but myself shit in my own bed, so we're all good with that one. So, as long as
We'll get more into that into the fucking show. So yes, I'm dressed as a pirate.
Yes,
But this
Leslie
thing's fucking
always comes
annoying me,
through.
so I'm gonna take off my hood here.
Yeah, she always comes through with the decorations and the costumes.
It's a nuisance, really. I had to take it off.
Sorry guys. Anybody wondering why I have my my Montreal jersey in the back? It's I just finished the hockey pool, but everything's been good. In a rush tonight, and thanks to whoever's tuning in this late. Thank you guys so much. And don't forget, this episode will be uploaded tomorrow on Late Night Chat. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe like always. Check it out tomorrow. It'll be re-uploaded on the Late Night Chat network. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. As always, Late Night Collectors Community, and that's where you'll find all your hopefully collectors community stuff. Maybe you'll start seeing
Comic books and things like that.
Yeah, anything to do with hobby stuff like that, right? So it's all good. And like I said, if I had any more right now, if I had any more promos to tell you about, I can't think of any right now, guys, off the top of my head. But like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. And if I get any, I will fill you in by the end of the show. Don't you worry.
We got Rob next week, so tune in there on Sunday.
We do. So
it'll be a great show. Rob's always cool. Comes forward with his hockey talk, his card talk. He's just really entertaining, really funny guy.
Yeah, it should be fun. There's going to be a lot of hockey talk, probably stuff to do with this hockey pool that we're in. So that should be interesting. And everybody's picks. Let's just get down to it. Let's get down.
You want to get down to it? Oh, okay.
Brass taps or whatever they call it. Let's get down to the brass rails. Let's talk about some turds.
Everybody here knows me for some killer content, and let me tell you, I am dying to make Amber Heard a story of my killer content, but I do not gonna get arrested because that shit cray, literally. So let's talk about this. Before we get into the comical part of it, for those who don't know, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are in a very, very ugly legal battle right now. Johnny sued, this goes back, Johnny sued the UK magazine. It's a tabloid magazine. Do you know of it, JT? Called The Sun?
I mean, not personally, but I mean, it's probably,
it's one of those ugly UK tabloid magazines, right? And they call
the one that we have here, like the what's it called?
National Enquirer and shit. Yeah. They're all, but the UK is known for their tabloids. Like they have shit paparazzi laws. Like they take paparazzi to a whole different level. Anyhow, they called him a wife beater, and Johnny Depp took them to court and he lost. He lost because all the evidence at the time wasn't provided. So Amber Heard, when she got divorced from Johnny Depp, they settled on $7 million for her. And before anybody says that's too little for Johnny Depp, let me remind you, they were only married for 15 months. 7 million, psh, lady, you got what you wanted, okay? So for 15 months of marriage, they finally settled on $7 million. And she said that to prove that her abuse allegations weren't for money, her divorce or her marriage to Johnny wasn't for money, that she was going to donate the full 7 million between two charities, a children's charity and the ACLU. And the ACLU is for domestic violence and so on.
Yeah.
Right. So, Mr. Goat, I'm getting to that. I'm going to give you a full one by one, like by
He's a couple
explanation of
seconds.
all this.
He's
Right?
a couple. It's a couple seconds behind on his end, so don't worry about that part. Well, he's probably asking stuff because remember he's about like 15 seconds.
Right. No, I just want to make sure I answer everything correctly. That's all. And then what happened was Johnny Depp found out that. So Amber Heard actually insisted that the money Johnny Depp, the 7 million, would go directly to Amber, and then Amber would divide it between those two. And Johnny originally didn't want to do that. Johnny wanted to give the 7 million directly to the two charities, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 7 million divided to two charities. Now, she threatened him again. Anyways, back and forth. She donated in total to one of her charities, not both, just one, okay?
Yeah.
$500,000. 350,000 of those dollars,
Okay.
she didn't give to the ACLU. It was Elon Musk who paid it for her. And then Johnny found out because he got a letter from the ACLU wondering if he paid her the 7 million. He says he has been giving her the monthly installments for that money. And they said, well, we haven't received the installments in due time. Okay. So his next installment, instead of giving it directly to Amber, he gave it directly to the ACLU. He's like, fuck that. I'm giving it to the charity that you promised, right? Mm-hmm. So this information wasn't available in the UK during that time, which is part of the reason he lost, because he could not prove that she took him for his money, that she did all of this for fame, right? That she's lying for fame. Yes, he paid $350,000. Elon Musk paid it, $350,000. The other $100,000 that was supposed to go towards Amber Turd went directly to the ACLU from Johnny Depp. And then she got pissed, and he said, you know what? Fuck all this shit. She went to the Washington Post and wrote something called an op-ed article where she did not use his name, but she said, and quote, in 2016, 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing abuse. Now, they got divorced in 2016. So obviously, she's saying that Johnny Depp abused her. She's publicly stating that in this Washington Post article. And this is why he's suing her, because he says that due to her allegations, her false allegations, he lost work. So he lost Pirates, he lost Fantastic Beasts. Those two movies alone are a gazillion fucking dollars for this guy, and he lost, right? Never mind all the other work that has now been unpromoted, right? That he's done unpromoted, because he has done a couple of movies and they don't go promoted publicly, right? Because of these allegations. So the whole purpose of this court is for him to go to court and prove that, we're going to get into all of that. hold on to your tighty whities, okay?
Yeah, I'll put the comments up when I think they're needed. Yeah,
Yeah.
because don't get too stressed out about that. Let's get into just
Yeah.
the
So the whole point of Johnny Depp going to court isn't for publicity. The whole point of Johnny Depp taking this woman to court is because he feels that she lied about these allegations. He has more proof now that proves she wasn't a victim of domestic violence.
no
But
worries, bro.
no worries. But that not only is she not a victim of domestic violence, but he has proof of this now. And he also has proof that she defamed his name in order to get money.
Hmm.
These are all things he didn't have proof of during the UK thing that he lost, right? And when he appealed it, because if you get extra evidence after you lose the case, you can appeal it under the circumstances that there is new evidence to be provided. The UK said, no, we're not taking the new evidence, right?
Mhm.
So he had no choice but take, which is another big reason why this whole trial is being done in Virginia, because the Washington Post published it in the state of Virginia. But he is suing her for 50 million, and bitch is countersuing him for 100 million.
I didn't know it was this crazy, man. Like I'm seeing all the shit that's being posted and that you're sending me, but I didn't know how far this case goes and how far back. I remember the allegations of him being an abusive person, but you don't think
This
of anything
story
like that.
is so convoluted and so horrendous. I mean, like, jokes aside, I'm going to be telling lots of them. Don't worry. Okay. I will be trashing this first half of Amber Turd's, court hearing here. Like, you might as well just put the J2 for Leslie too, up here, because it's going to get ugly, guys. Um, God.
Come on, you're a girl. You can get away with saying that stuff. If I start saying shit, they're gonna get in trouble. Maybe not about her though.
I'm up for giving everybody the benefit of the doubt, and that's both a fault and that's both a weakness and a strength of mine, right? There have been times that I've given people the benefit of the doubt, and
They don't deserve it.
it didn't bite me in the ass, and I'm glad that I did, and reserve judgment. And then there are times where I give the people the benefit of the doubt and it ends up biting my ass and I get, screwed over again, right? But in this case, it's not about screwing Louie over, it's about screwing Johnny over. Okay. The guy in 25 years has never had one domestic violence allegation against him. And this woman got charged and arrested by her ex-wife. Hi, Rob. She got charged and arrested by her ex-wife for domestic violence as well. However, her ex-wife decided to drop the charges after. Okay. So this is a trend with Amber, and this is not a trend with Johnny. Okay. When your ex, who you left to be with Amber Heard of 14 years, the mother of your children, who you left to be with this turd, okay, says in 14, we've been together for 25, I've known him for 25 years, and in 14 years of being together, he's never, ever, ever been violent with me. Winona Ryder, who he changed his tattoo from Winona Forever to Wino Forever, okay, said, yeah. You didn't know he did that?
No, I didn't even know.
Yeah. Years ago, years before, like right after he ended the engagement with Winona Ryder, he changed his tattoo from Winona Forever to Wino Forever.
I wonder if that was a shot at her or him.
Oh, it was a shot at her for sure, right? But she even came out and said, this is not the Johnny I know. The Johnny that's being accused of these things is so hard to believe. In fact, I've never felt safer in any relationship than I have with Johnny. These are her words. Oh shit, Amber Turd.
She's up in the chat, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, there alone, that was my first clue in where this could be wrong, like, wrong. But they say, like, don't idolize anybody, right? Because you never know what goes on
Yeah,
behind
careful what you
closed
wish for,
doors,
right?
right? Yeah, but you never know, right? So I was like, okay, let's see how this all plays out because I am having a really hard time believing Johnny Depp is capable of all this bullshit. This is when it first came out, okay? Years
He's my
ago, like back in
heartthrob. I had
2016.
fucking
Are you
posters
kidding
on
me?
my
I
wall.
have every season of, he's such a heartthrob to me. I have every season of 21 Jump Street in my home. No shit you not. I was like 5 or 6 years old. Okay, we're not talking about hockey today, Turd. Like, reserve that for Sunday, for next Sunday with Rob. Hey guys, we're talking about Amber Turd.
I didn't know she was such a fan of hockey.
So I had such a really hard time believing any of this. But then again, you never know, right? I don't know the guy personally. Obviously, I've never met Johnny. Wish I have, but never have. I've enjoyed all of his movies. Well, not all of his movies. There have been movies where they have been horrible movies, but he's still been brilliant in. Like he's
Him and
one of
Marilyn
the best
Manson popped
character
pills every
actors
once in
of
a
my
while.
time, to be honest. Pardon?
Me, him, and Marilyn Manson had a few pills one time, man. No, it was all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh? Okay.
So
Sorry, man.
so let's get started on this fucking ass trial. I got notes here. I don't have all my notes here actually, but a lot of it I know by heart because I have been attending trial every day since I work in the evenings, right?
You know what's funny? Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Just no, I can't because it's not even funny, man. It's not even part of the story. He just threw me off with that because I had watched a stupid show yesterday that I don't usually watch, and I had watched an episode of it, and yeah, it threw me off. That came up, the Aquaman thing. I watched his favorite show. That's why.
So now that I've told you a little bit of the background and what Johnny is, it doesn't matter if he can prove. So this whole case, guys, it doesn't matter if he can prove that she was violent towards him. What he has to prove is that her allegations were false, because if he can't prove that in a court of law that she wasn't a victim, right, then the OPED stands true. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, the original charge is going to still stand.
So her lawyer's argument in all of this is that she didn't mention his name.
Okay.
That was like, so, how is he suing you if you didn't mention his name in the article? However, she did say 2 years ago, and she wrote this in 2018, 2 years prior to that was 2016. 2 years prior to that is when she got divorced and when she had a restraining order put against Johnny Depp for domestic violence. So that obviously the entire article is about Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
So just because his name isn't in it doesn't mean she's not talking about it, because then she goes into
she
detail.
can't be toying around it.
Right. So she thought she could get away with it, and obviously, guess what? He knocked, and they're in court now, right? Yeah. So if he loses this case, it does not mean he's not innocent of domestic violence. It does not mean he's not an innocent man. Do you get what I'm saying? It just means that the court feels that there was enough evidence to prove that he did some of the abusing.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
That's kind of weird.
Because she says she's a victim. So he has to prove that she wasn't. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, Rob. Oh, we're going to get into all of that. So let's talk about the first witness, okay? First witness was his sister.
Okay.
Christy Dembrowski. She testified
was the older lady, right?
Yeah, not much older than him, though.
No,
keep in mind,
Johnny's
almost 60 years old. Johnny's almost, yeah.
he looks a good 60. She looks a regular 60. You know.
He's also a star who has people
Yeah.
on hand, right? I
You
mean,
know,
like,
you can help your sister out, do her hair up and shit. You know, help her out a bit.
I don't think she's ever
Put
wanted to
some
be in the
makeup on her
public eye.
face.
She's his manager, and I don't think she's ever wanted to be in the
Oh,
public
okay.
eye, right? I think that
Got some
not
money.
public eye isn't for everybody, right? So I think she likes her privacy. She likes that kind of, keeping it down low, right?
Mm.
So Christy Dombrowski is her name, and she's not just his sister; she's also his manager.
Okay.
So her testimony was important because she witnessed. She spent a lot of time with them both. She also spent a lot of time in his past, right, with his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend Vanessa Paradis, the mother of his children. Nobody knows Johnny better than her, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And she testified that when they were kids, they were abused by his mom. And why you ask this is important, let me explain. You're frozen, JT. Oh, okay. You're not frozen
I don't know.
anymore. Okay. So
Comes in.
why this is important is because she describes the way he acted as a kid when his mom abused him, the same way that he acted when Amber abused him, which he wasn't someone who fought back. He's someone who had to hide and be alone in another room after she beat him, or the mother beat them, or called them
Scared.
names because he was scared. And that's
Yeah.
how he was. So his trait in terms of dealing with abuse is to run away, not fight back. And when she testified that when she first met Amber, everything was great, but then she witnessed Amber being exactly like her mother. And this is, I quote, Amber called him an old fat man because she was outraged that he and not her was offered a campaign with Dior. And her exact words were, "They're about class and style, and you have no style." So like the whole like demeaning, the jealousy, the demeaning, because he's a bigger star than she is, right? Like that all she was so insecure about all this bullshit that she would act like that, right? And of course, when Christie's cross-examined, these fucking honestly, I think Amber got her lawyers on the Wish app, on the discount Wish app because they're that shitty. They
Well,
really
I
are.
object.
Hearsay. FYI, this whole podcast is going to be hearsay because
Yeah. Oh my God! Like he's canceling his own questions. He's objecting to his own questions after
he did with the butler.
Oh my God!
Now we'll get to that.
Oh,
It was fucking
no.
hilarious. Anyhow, she was very straightforward, and she was a great witness. She was a great character witness. She was a great witness because she saw everything, right?
And
She
she's
didn't
not an
witness.
actress.
No, and
And
she's
that's
not
the
an
thing.
actor. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So she, she was straight up. She said what happened, blah, blah, blah. And she also testified that his children couldn't stand her by the end of it. It put a huge strain on his children. She also testified that although he's a drug addict, he's never been a violent drug addict.
You can be a drug addict and never be violent.
I know plenty, right? So she said that also Amber would act like a spoiled brat, and that she's not the only witness that says this. This goes on. Like this goes on. And yeah, so that's basically her whole testimony in a nutshell, right?
Okay. And
The
that's the sister
second
you were talking about, right?
This is the sister. The second witness has to be my favorite, or one of my favorites, Isaac Baruch.
That's
Okay.
the guy with the bald head,
That's the
right?
guy
The
from
buddy.
Brooklyn, his best friend.
Mhm.
Okay. So his best friend, and this is why he's an important witness, is because he lived in the penthouse next to them. Johnny let him stay there so he can paint because he's an artist, right? So the day after Amber said that Johnny threw a phone at her face, right? Because obviously that's the whole fucking commotion piece of shit thing is. He said he walked out and he's like, what's the commotion out here? Because she was standing in the middle of the hallway with her two friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, Johnny was here last night and he threw a phone at my face. And he goes, yeah? Where? And he starts looking at her and he doesn't see no bruises. He doesn't see any swelling. Okay, maybe bruises, sometimes they take a full 24 hours to form, but the swelling is right away. Like the swelling is there, right? No swelling, no bruises, no redness. And he goes, yeah, where? I don't see nothing. According to him, she wasn't wearing any makeup. According to him, the sunlight was beaming right in her face, right? And he saw nothing. At the end, he even kissed her on the cheek where she said she got hit. No flinch, nothing. And he's like, he even joked about it. He goes, Amber, I don't see nothing. Maybe it's the beauty from one side of your face that's taking over the other, but I don't see nothing, Amber. Like he was just like in shock. Like, really?
The whole
Really?
testimony. I heard the testimony you were listening to, right? And
Yeah.
that whole testimony, regardless, is just hearsay. It's between them two. Who else is there that can?
Okay. However, this is why it's important, okay? Because she took pictures of a bruised face and posted them that day.
Oh, okay.
That's why his testimony is so important, because he didn't see any bruises.
That's
and she
just
didn't
him
even
saying it too, as well, right? Obviously.
Yes, but that's what a witness does. When you see that person, right? You're testifying under oath, okay?
Yeah, and he's still got a
And there are
trial,
other
right?
witnesses. There are
12
other
years.
witnesses. There are other witnesses, and I'll tell you about that in a bit, that corroborate the same thing. Okay? Including police officers.
I'm just trying to bring stuff up.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
While I
Please do.
Yeah.
Because then
I'm
it keeps yeah.
I'm just
I
saying
get what
how
you're saying.
it really only amounts to hearsay when it's 12 jurors trying to think about what happened, unless there's actual, if it's the same day, like he said, as the pictures went up and shit like that, then yeah, that's more than just hearsay, right? So
yeah, so the pictures went up and he's like, this is bullshit. I just saw her, right? She had nothing on. And then her stupid discount lawyer, okay, goes, and she even mispronounces the cream. There's something called arnica cream, not amica cream, arnica cream. And I'll explain why this whole train of questioning is absolutely ridiculous, and how someone who has a law degree and has the experience that this old ass lawyer has would think that this is the right train of. She only made herself look stupid, right? She goes, are you sure Amber wasn't wearing makeup? He goes, no. Right? I even remember the dress that she was wearing. I don't think she was wearing any makeup, right? He goes, are you sure she didn't use arnica cream? Now, I know what arnica cream is. Arnica cream is a cream that you put on top of bruising, right? To help take away the bruising and the swelling. It's not magic cream. It does not work within 24 hours. And if there was any swelling, it would still be there. And if there was any bruising, it would still be there within 24 hours, right? But she couldn't even pronounce the cream properly. She's like, do you know if Amber was using amica cream? It's called arnica cream, not amica cream, you fucking dumbass, right? And he's like, he starts laughing at her. He goes, no, no, right? Like, this, honestly, like, he was a great witness. His whole spiel of at the end that he cried, right? Like, and he's not an actor, guys. So, I mean, like, this was all really pretty heartfelt. He's like, I just want her to go heal. I just want him to go heal. And I want this whole thing to be over. I want the lies to stop on her part. I want the phoniness on her part to stop. It's just not right what she's doing to him and his family. He even said, like, I can't even paint anymore. Like, it's heartbreaking, you know? And because of her, after, he had to leave his home. He had nowhere to go.
Really? What's
Yeah.
that? Because of the whole where that condo, where that penthouse they were staying at?
The penthouse next door to him. So Johnny Depp in Easter Columbia building in LA, he owns all the penthouses.
Yeah, I see. I got that part of it.
Yeah. So one of the penthouses though was Isaac's so he can paint. Do you get what I'm saying? And sell. Because Johnny believed in him. Right? So that's what friends do. If you got a gazillion fucking dollars and you have a good friend who you believe in who has no money, of course you're gonna wanna, help him out, right? So the lawyers tried to use that against him after and started saying, oh, like you're loyal to Mr. Depp. He's like, because of the money, right? Or and then this is what's funny too. He's like, the lawyer goes, do you ever remember Mr. Depp calling Amber Heard a cunt via text to you? He goes, yeah, maybe. He calls me a cunt. Right? Like he's just like, what a great witness. Like when you debunk and make fun of stupid questions that a lawyer is throwing at you because they're literally grasping at straws. It's what it feels like, right? That they're grasping at all these straws and they're trying to make it out to seem that Johnny Depp's drug and alcohol addiction is what made him violent. You don't have proof of that, right? And he got help and he quit everything. He's sober now. So I
I
mean,
know it's
like,
off opioids, man. That's a hard thing to do. I've
of
watched
course it
people.
is.
I've
Of
watched
course it
people,
is.
take a month, take years to try to get off that if they even get off of it.
And then the whole kiss on the cheek thing, right? I think I sent you that TikTok. This lawyer, Amber Heard's lawyer, she's like, well, how did you kiss her? He goes, on the cheek. He goes, well, did you kiss her on the other cheek? No, I kissed her on the cheek where she got hurt. I kissed her on the cheek. But what was the kiss like? I don't know. It was a fucking kiss on the cheek. Like, I got it. Kissed her on the cheek, right? He was very clear on where he kissed her, right? And then he got so fed up with the whole line of questioning of the kiss on the cheek. He says, I'm not European. I'm from Brooklyn. I kissed her once on the cheek.
Yeah,
Not
I
twice,
heard
some
that part
places
also.
even do 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Like they just they keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going. I don't know how Johnny, like if I were Johnny Depp's lawyer, and I'm not a lawyer by the way, but like I would say objection, asked and answered. I don't know how many times a witness can answer the same exact question. And that's the only thing that I find about Johnny's lawyers. They haven't objected enough, right? Like Amber's lawyers are constantly objecting so much. They've even objected to themselves.
But
Their own
I think
question.
just if you have faith in yourself as a lawyer, right? You
Right.
don't need to fucking keep objecting.
No, so the only thing that I think the reason that they're not objecting every time they ask stupid questions like that is because they want the court to see how stupid the lawyers are, how ridiculous the line of questioning is. They just let it play it out,
Yeah.
right? And how desperate they are, right?
Yeah,
So that's the only form of like, thing that I could think of.
Yeah,
The
that's what I'm
third,
seeing.
right. So the third witness, she's not on Johnny's payroll. Okay. She was actually on Amber's payroll. She was Amber Heard's former assistant. And this is what she testified, that she was grossly underpaid and that Amber would verbally abuse her over the phone and via text. And when she asked for a salary raise, Turd spit on her face and said, how dare you ask for a raise?
That's what you would have got the bruise. Bang.
The handyman witnessed it all and was embarrassed for her. Okay. She also testified that Turd was very insecure about Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And that she did the following. She did a drug called Accutane, which is actually a drug with steroids that's used to remove acne, but it can be overabused. Provigil, she did shrooms, ecstasy on a regular basis, coke, and lots of wine.
But not a mega pint though.
Not a mega pint.
I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that when I heard that, man.
We're getting there. We're
I
fucking
know.
getting there.
I just knew
Oh
I
my
had to
God.
throw that in there because you said wine, but not for her, and it wasn't a mega pint.
Right? Like, I mean, so stupid. But okay, so this is someone, oh, and every time she needed a meal, because sometimes she would be with her for 12 hours without eating, Amber wouldn't buy her food. Johnny would. And she would be there with her kid, her 4-year-old son. And Johnny's the one who felt sorry for them and would order food for them.
Now, the more I see this, the more okay. This is the fun part is you gotta separate the character and the person that he is, because I mean, obviously in his last little bit, he's really been living the Keith Richards lifestyle up until he became clean himself, right? But he's really taken in that persona of lifestyle, like with the rock music, with the look. I mean, you know what? Honestly, what Johnny Depp looked like to me on the stand when I first seen him, he looked like a dirty Spanish guy or something, man. Like, you know what I mean? From LA or some shit with the rings, with the tattoos. Not a pirate in the Caribbean, because that's not what I was thinking at first. I was just thinking of this guy, like this Latin guy or whatever, and you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
not being able to take him seriously and stuff when I had first paid attention. But man, have I noticed how smart he is? I didn't realize how
He's
smart.
extremely intelligent. He always has been.
Yeah, no, but I mean, even the words,
You,
the stuff he uses,
well,
just to
if
make
you,
sure he's not incriminating himself too, eh?
oh, yeah, well, he's extremely intelligent. But then again, if you're telling the truth,
Mm-hmm.
your
You shouldn't
story
have to worry.
doesn't change.
Yeah,
You
you shouldn't
don't
have to
have to
worry.
think about, you don't have to worry.
No.
And I think also a lot of people are saying, oh, he's not taking seriously because he's cracking all these jokes with these lawyers. I'm like, dude, if he had to lie, he wouldn't be acting this way.
No, I don't think so. I think this is him. That's what I mean.
This
I
is
think
him.
this is him. That's why
And if you
people are
watch
saying it's
previous
hard to act.
interviews, if you watch previous interviews with him, like I've watched, he's like this. He's actually really like this. He's a jokester, always. He's always like, he's got a very witty sense of humor. He does. It's actually one of the things that he's known for is his sense of humor. So the fourth
He's
witness,
articulate.
he's extremely articulate, but he takes his time answering the questions too to make sure that there's no questioning what
He
he's
has no
saying.
rush. Yeah, he's not in a rush. He ain't going nowhere.
He's got
He got
6 weeks
nothing
of
to
this
do.
fucking trial.
Yeah, exactly. Poor judge.
And this is only the first half of it. We're 2 weeks in. Okay.
Oh, I know.
So this is all just week 1. Okay, guys. Fourth witness, the marriage counselor, Laurel Anderson. Okay. She testified that most sessions, Turd wouldn't allow Depp to speak, that she had a jackhammer style of talking. This is their marriage counselor.
Okay.
That Turd initiated the violence, especially when Depp tried to run away. So she would get in these fits of rage and he would run away to another room. And she would follow him and eventually get violent with him because she had like this fear of abandonment and didn't want him to leave. Meanwhile, he wanted to de-escalate the situation, so he wanted to leave the room. He didn't want to put up with it. I mean, like I would too, right? If someone's
Well,
getting in my
hey,
face,
I've dated a lot of women that I've had to leave the room for because I knew if I didn't, like I've been in a relationship like that where if I didn't leave the room, I would have ended up in jail probably.
right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that, right? That's what she wants. She wants to get a rise out of him. She wants that whole fucking fight. She's, and he's trying to run away from it, and she doesn't give 2 shits. Um, sorry.
It's okay.
She also wrote a note. Okay, and this gets interesting. The note that Amber wrote in her like journal or whatever said she wondered if she would have the advantage if she left Johnny and filed for abuse first. So she's like, should I divorce him first or should I file for abuse first? What will work better for my image?
What's the age difference between the two?
So I think she's like 35 now and he's 58.
You know this. Yeah, no. You know what I think of this when I see her face. Just when I see her face in the trial,
Um,
I thought to myself, man. I know, and as I said on Johnny Depp's way of being smart, very smart, like you said. You can't tell that that's a fucking crazy psycho bitch just by looking at it. I
I
mean,
can. I can.
that's what I mean. Well, I'm just
Yeah.
saying personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, all it would have took is sticking it in there once to realize how crazy she would have been after. You get what I'm saying? It really is. Sorry, I don't mean to be
It's true. It's true. Just
but
look
I'm
at her
saying
face. That, she cray cray.
she reminds me of a fucking psycho bitch.
Yep.
I'm
And
sorry.
there's, if you've ever, have you ever watched the movie Gone Girl?
And I don't like to judge people by the way they look, but honestly,
Yeah.
it's scary.
It's not
Just
by
the
the way
nature,
she
her
looks,
demeanor.
it's her demeanor. It's not by the way she looks, it's her demeanor
She's got
throughout the
that
whole
resting bitch
entire
face.
thing. Yeah, and the whole like when the what killed me was when Johnny does his testimony, right? Uh and when the voice recording comes up of her admitting of hitting him,
I love that.
right? And her
Yeah.
face, she's going,
No, but you can hear in the way that recording is going that she's fucking her words up.
oh
That she
yeah.
realized, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that. In a sense, the way I said it. Well, but then she just went, whiny, crazy, like, oh, but especially the door kicking part, the door kicking one that I heard,
Oh
right?
yeah.
But
We're
she,
getting to
honest,
that.
yeah, she's just like, I don't know what made him. She must have been crazy in bed, man. Honestly, for him to stick around, like I don't get it. I can't see. Johnny Depp is the type of guy that can, maybe he's an honest guy and he thought he could help her, or I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm still trying to think, and we're not even like halfway through this trial yet. And I'm still trying to. I know I'm jumping ahead, even in the trial itself. Like we haven't even heard half of it yet. Oh, it's not finished the first half, right?
So yes, now on Monday, Amber's going to be the first witness. So the defense now is going to put, yeah. So I'm really curious to see her shitty acting skills there and how she's going to answer the questions that that Johnny's lawyers,
what her
have.
IMDb has.
Huh?
I'm gonna check her IMDb while you keep talking. Go ahead.
Did you watch the show The Stand?
Yeah, I seen her in that one. I
She was
realized
in
that. I
that.
didn't realize that, but
Yeah,
what's
she
one?
was.
I didn't realize she was in Zombieland. That's the one.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she got her face smashed. I sent you that TikTok, no?
Yeah, that's the one I said, and then I had to double check if it was her. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was pre
crazy.
Johnny. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
So that was the fourth witness. Then you have Gina Duders, who is a longtime friend of Johnny's as well. Again, not under his payroll. And bullshit happens. And this is how you know that it's not just Amber Heard who's fucked up. It's her entire team. Okay?
Yeah.
So let me explain to you who Eve Barlow is. Eve Barlow is a British journalist. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But she's a shit one to be that. Like, there are so many discrepancies in her past work. She's, she's lied about her stories and blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, she's all Amber Turd side. Okay. And Gina Duders gets on the stand, and Eve Barlow is sitting firstly where only Amber Heard's legal team can sit. So that's a no-no right there. Second no-no on Eve Barlow is she has her cell phone out looking at social media while she's in court.
I thought everything had to be inside the courthouse.
Exactly. She's not allowed to do that. Okay. Third no-no, she grabs her phone and takes it to Amber Heard's lawyers while Gina Tudors is on thing, and shows them an article or a post that Gina Tudors did about the case, okay, right? Which nobody who's a witness should be posting and is allowed to post anything on social media, right? However, this post wasn't from this case. It was from the UK case, and it was in 2021. So she didn't look at the date. They ran up to the judge. They told her that she was like not a good witness, right? And the judge, because of the social media post, which Eve Barlow is such a shitty journalist, she can't even fucking look at a date. Okay. So the judge is forced to ask Gina Tudors, have you been following social media? She's like, I'm not going to lie. I've seen clips here and there. She goes, well, then we got to scratch your testimony. She goes, fine, I won't testify. She got up and left. However, Eve Barlow, okay, this C word of a lady, goes and sits back where she's not supposed to on her phone. Security goes up to her and says, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Thank you for calling me that. Okay, Miss Turd. I will be getting there. This chick, she fucking sits back down and gets back on her phone. Security in the courtroom tells her, you can't be on your phone here and you can't sit here. Go to the back of the court. She goes to the back of the court and then she gets on her phone again.
These people are fucking.
So the judge sees
social media is social media, right?
The judge looks at her and says, get out of my courtroom. And the judge kicked her out of the courtroom. She's no longer allowed to be in there. Yeah, no.
She wants to know where you're better. She's got to take a dump. So she is only 36.
Yeah. She's very young.
Fuck, man. She's half his age. It's fucking unbelievable. Yeah, no, I'm still trying to grasp it. You know, I didn't realize, but she's in a fucking shitload of stuff. I didn't even realize she was in.
Yeah.
You know, probably all his help.
So now we're gonna get to Johnny Depp's testimony, and you and I are gonna have a few laughs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he talks about his childhood abuse. He talks about the fact, and this I didn't know. She threw 2 bottles of vodka at him in Australia. One of them went like this, and the other one caught his finger as it was sitting on the chair and severed this finger completely off where the bone was showing. They showed pictures of this in court.
Yeah, I seen that, man.
He got to the hospital, lied to the doctors, and told the doctors he got the finger stuck in an accordion door in the home because he didn't want to get her in trouble.
Oh,
they didn't want to get her in trouble, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, hearsay, Your Honor. I'll give you hearsay. Sustained. Overruled.
Objection. Go on.
So he's in looking, and then she stuck a cigarette out on his face. There's pictures of this. There's testimony of one of his bodyguards who saw this.
Mm-hmm.
And he lied about it to cover up for her.
I seen the picture. That picture was a little bit fucked up.
There's no way you're gonna sever your entire fucking finger. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
What do you say?
Bullshit, Your Honor. What I mean is, this shit is clearly bullshit, not human shit.
Oh, guys.
Then he testified that she mocked, besides that, she consistently mocked him. And again, there is video, there is audio of her mocking him
Yeah, I heard that.
over and over and over and over again. Man, if someone is mocking me and poking fun of me, you better damn goddamn straight, I'm going to turn you around and call and say, shut up, you fucking cunt. And if you're going to call that fucking abuse, I got news for you. Listen, Amber Turd, it's called reactive abuse. And you know what reactive abuse is? It doesn't mean you're a fucking goddamn victim, you stupid ass cunt. And yes, I'm verbally abusing you right now. What that means, and let me tell you the definition, the very scientific doctorate definition of reactive abuse. It's when the abuser is abusing someone so much that they can't take it anymore, and the only thing they can do is stand up for themselves by giving you a fucking taste of your own goddamn fucking medicine. So screw that, you fucking cunt. You are not a fucking abused domestic violence victim. You are an abuser, and your freaking doctors have said so. So don't give me this fucking bullshit of mutual abuse, what Johnny Depp was doing when he called you a cunt, besides the fact that you really are, is reactive fucking abuse. And that's what it is.
Tell them how
In
you
case
really feel.
anybody doesn't believe Leslie's stats on the definition of reactive abuse, please look up the definition. It will tell you exactly what I did, what I said, but in more, politically correct terms.
Yeah.
That's it.
He'd tell him, huh? He'd tell
That's
him.
rent number 1 on Turd. So you can J2 my ass right there for calling her a cunt as well.
Well, I don't disagree with you on the cunt word. I usually use that word, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. That is, I like your definition. I like the definition, the way you put it, though.
But it's true, and you can look it up. It is an actual form of when the victims are constantly being abused, you can only take so much. Mm-hmm. And when you do stand up for yourself and you give back what you got, you feel like that's the only way you're an abuser. You shit on his bed too, and you threw fucking bottles of vodka at his head, and you broke his nose with mineral sprints, and there are people who witnessed that. There are witnesses to this. Okay.
I always had a rule, man. I let them get three full men like shots in, and then I gotta defend myself sooner or later. But he didn't even seem to defend himself.
No, he did. He called her names. He did call her names, saying that he didn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have just used me.
Honestly,
that would have been after the first hit.
I don't know, man. I would have run away and filed divorce papers right away.
Oh my god. I can't even read that comment.
Don't even, yeah, good one. Yeah, not even. So that comment. Bad.
Oh man. That's actually a good one, though. If you think about it, it's creative. Good one.
So another thing.
Yeah.
Besides mocking him constantly, his daughter didn't even go to the wedding.
Yeah. Eh?
She actually emailed her a really nasty letter because she didn't like the way she was treating her father. Mm-hmm. And she didn't even go to their wedding. And his son eventually stopped talking to Amber as well, because apparently, and then again, while he's about to tell this story, there's an objection hearsay. Oh, hi.
No worries.
Sorry, 1 second, guys.
It's all right. Go ahead. Mute yourself. I keep these guys entertained for a bit.
Okay, never mind. It's okay. It's all good.
Okay, okay. I want to
Because
make
that
sure
was
you
just
were.
security. He was just checking in or whatever. So what happened was the story he was about to tell
Mhm.
was that she stole something from his son Jack. And then, right as he's about to fucking tell the story, objection, Your Honor, hearsay. So the judge didn't let him finish telling that story because it was hearsay, because he's telling the story that his son told him. But again, that was another basis for another argument, okay? Then there's the freaking mega pint. This was hilarious, okay? Lawyer, you poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct? Johnny Depp, a mega pint.
Yeah, yeah.
I poured myself a large glass of wine. Lawyer, you were drinking pretty heavily. Were you there?
Were you there? Yeah. That was the best. You know, it was that good of a night to not remember if he was there or not. No, but yeah, it's right. That's what I mean about him putting his words in the right spot. Like, I mean, that's just sheer.
Right? So he's literally fighting with a lawyer without actually fighting.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
aggressiveness on his part. Yes, he's
Not
passive
once
aggressive,
whatsoever. Yeah, but that
but
kind of reminds me of somebody I know. Well, a couple people that I know. Sorry.
I can be both though. I can be extremely passive aggressive and I
Oh,
can
I
be
know.
aggressive as well. But yeah, so that was that part. The whole mega pint thing came after this scene. Amber Heard, okay? And what kills me is she submits these videos that she took and thinks that she is incriminating Johnny Depp when all she's doing is incriminating herself.
Mm-hmm.
So this mega pint thing came after a video of Johnny Depp extremely upset 2 days after his mother died. One
Okay.
day after his financial advisor told him that there's being money overspent, and I'll get to that soon on that part of the case. And he needs to take care of his finances, but that there's a plan, and he's pretty pissed off. So he wakes up one morning and decides to pour himself a very large glass of wine. And he starts assaulting some cabinets.
Who starts? Johnny?
Johnny,
Yeah, yeah.
he's beating up cabinets. Okay, he's not beating up Amber, but he's beating up cabinets. So Amber grabs her phone. Instead of trying to calm him down like a good wife and say, look, stop getting so upset. Let's sit down and let's talk about what's getting you upset. Okay? Because that's what a good wife does or a good partner does, right? No. Let me video record how fucking crazy he is so I can use it in court and take him for all he's fucking worth. So she films this. She films his little mental breakdown as he's pouring himself a large glass, not a mega pint, of wine. And so what if it was a mega pint? Okay. And she's in the video, she's like, why are you so mad? We didn't even fight this morning. Like in this like calm, quiet voice, like, bitch, really? This guy just lost his mother. He's your husband. Okay. He just lost his mother. He's going through some financial issues. Okay. Maybe because you're insisting that all your friends live for free in all the other 3 penthouses that he owns. Because, yes, he did that for her too. All her friends were living in, including her sister, were living in the penthouses next to them in that Eastern Columbia building.
Okay.
For free. For
Nice.
free. Okay. And instead of trying to calm him down and help him, no, she decides to videotape this to mock him. And then he says, oh, you're videotaping this, eh? You're videotaping this. And he grabs the phone and throws it on the floor and walks away. He does not hit her. He assaulted cabinets. He did not assault Amber Heard.
Well, he insulted her. He assaulted her phone.
Oh, okay.
I had to throw you off there. Sorry, Leslie.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
The point. You tell me what the point of having that filmed was.
No.
If you didn't have a plan,
like a
right?
Fucking bitch again. Yeah.
You're just trying to fuck him over. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
There's no compassion towards your partner there. There's no love. There's only malice. And it's not on his part. It's on yours.
Oh, I know how. I know. I mean, I've seen people firsthand act that way when it's something serious, like especially when somebody's sick or somebody's dying. You know, I've seen, not for anything, but I've seen women I believe it's a jealousy of some sort, because you're maybe in a mourning of that sort, or an upset, like, you know what I mean? You're upset, or you're mourning, or you're something, and they're jealous because they're just not getting the attention that they want. Well, you got your own shit on your mind, and I almost feel like that's what was going on there. Like, I seen like types of I know firsthand. I can give you some names off the top of my head if you really like.
No, we're gonna like okay.
Yeah. So, but
we can't even say Amber Heard without her team fucking flagging out a fucking video. So yes, I'm calling her Turd. I don't give two shits. No, you know, okay. If it walks like a duck and acts like a duck, it's a fucking duck. You're a turd. You're a turd. Okay? Turd.
If it looks like a shit, if it smells like a shit, it must be a shit.
Here's another quote. Okay, right after this video was shown, the lawyer goes, sometimes you drink whiskey in the mornings. Is that correct? And his response was, isn't happy hour every hour? Anytime?
Isn't a happy hour at any time? Yeah, I know. You know what? But if you're an alcoholic at that point, every time is a happy hour, right? I mean, it's so true. I can understand if he was an alcoholic at that time, if he was going through some substance abuse issues, then I can understand that. But that's got nothing to do with the type of character he becomes. I've seen people become animals when they're in have substance abuse, and I've seen people become the nicest people in the world when they're abusing a substance, right? So, you know, I can't specifically say certain ones, you know, because of what I do for, you know, but yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, I mean, I disagree with her theory of him just because he's a fucking substance abuser of any sort, that he's going to make him a violent person.
Right. So here's another thing. We all know Marilyn Manson is in some hot water right now, right? There are victims coming out and calling him out on abuse, right? Mm-hmm. So again, shitty lawyers grasping at straws. Yeah, Mr. Depp, you have a friendship with Marilyn Manson, correct? Yeah, we did have a friendship. And they're like, okay. You can agree that you did drugs and drank with Mr. Injection? Yes. Cocaine, drinking, marijuana. And you can agree that you gave Marilyn Manson some pills too? Yes. Once. I gave Marilyn Manson a pill so he would stop talking so much.
But the way he said it, like he just was like, from my experience, you know, if you carry cocaine, you actually get it in a little baggie.
Oh, that was after. That was after.
That was because before
of the picture of the box.
Yeah, you put cocaine in there. And I know where he was going with that in his head. Do you carry?
Oh, no. Let's get to the box right after some of these quotes, okay? The lawyer. And I know, JT, this one's your favorite. So we're going to fast forward in time, Mr. Depp. Mr. Depp responds, yes, I can feel it.
I can feel it.
Lawyer, Correct. Now, you wrote in a text, Mr. Depp, and I quote, I have other uses for your throat that don't include injury. Is that correct, Mr. Depp? I have other uses for your throat that don't include injury. He repeated that twice.
Johnny, what did Johnny go?
Mr. Depp says, sorry, could you read that again?
I couldn't stop. He did that on purpose. I love it, man. I love it. Now that's just wittiness. That's just fucking at its prime. That's just like, oh, you gotta get up early in the morning to get that quick. And
but let me ask you, how does that quote, right, represent domestic violence in the first place? Why is that text even being used? He's got good sexting skills? Is that domestic violence?
No, I think they're trying to get him on that whole grab you by the throat thing. They were trying
Did you ever
insinuate
No,
something with that,
no,
right?
no, it's very clear what he's saying. He clearly says on that text, I have other uses for your throat that don't include injury.
No, I know. It was what she had put before that, I think, in the text. Yes, that they were trying to grab
She said her
at.
throat was his.
Yeah, and that her throat was his. Okay, there you go. I mean, straight up, if a girl said my throat is yours, that's the first thing I think of.
So the funniest thing about that quote, I don't know if I sent you this TikTok, but did you ever watch Hunger Games?
Oh, yeah.
Girl, I volunteer. There are other things besides violence that I can use for your throat. I volunteer.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember because I watched the series, The Hunger Games. I
It
think
was
everybody's watched that.
hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh man.
Oh.
She I mean, I would still use her throat for other things too. I mean, that's as long.
Maybe Johnny Depp wouldn't get in so many arguments if every time she went on a rage, he would just shove his cock down her throat.
Well, he would shut her up. Yeah. This security's gonna come in wondering what you're talking about. All I heard is shove yours. Oh man. Oh. Thank you. That's I didn't think I was honestly gonna laugh today at all. But yeah, this has been great so far, man. Guys. I know nobody's probably in for this one. Playing whoever's watching right now, guys. Thanks for tuning in and staying with us. But we're having a blast here with this. But yeah, oh man. It's hard to get even just through some of the social media posts that have been going up lately. Like because it gets confusing.
The memes keep coming,
right? Yeah,
the memes keep coming,
and they're going to keep coming until it's until the trial's dead in the water, right?
So let me get some more of what he's testified. So let's go to the day. Let's fast forward, to the day that apparently he threw the phone at her eyeball. Okay. Mm-hmm. So before that, he was already like thinking of leaving, but she went to Coachella. You know Coachella is?
Yeah, it's the big thing, like fucking like a Woodstock sort of shit.
Right. So the day apparently after that he beat her up and the cops went there. Oh, and by the way, the cops testified that there were 3 different police officers that testified with body cams. And they showed this footage in court. No bruises, no swelling, no spilled wine anywhere, no damage to the place. And she refused to tell them what happened.
She's psycho, man.
Okay. Take away the theory that Isaac Baruch, his sister, her ex-assistant, all testified to not seeing any bruising on her face at any time. Mm-hmm. And they spent a lot of time with this woman. Mm-hmm. These are the people that spent the most time. Bodyguards, 2 of them testified. Okay. All these people, none of them saw any bruises or swelling. So take away that, because, here's the Amber's lawyers are trying to say that these aren't credible witnesses because they're Johnny's friends. Okay. How about the 3 policemen that actually went to the 911 call?
I didn't hear about those guys, but yeah, go on.
With body cams.
I wonder if there's body cam footage out there.
There is.
Was that black and white one or whatever that?
Yeah. No, there's, yeah. So there is. With body cams, they did not, and the Amber's lawyer said, so what did you do in this domestic violence call? He goes, the cops all said it wasn't a domestic violence call because they didn't see any evidence of domestic violence.
Okay.
Right? So no bruising, no swelling, no blood, nothing broken. The house was in immaculate condition. There was nothing. 3 different. 2 cops first, and then the 3rd for a follow-up shortly after. And then the lawyer is like, oh, so you didn't write a report? He's like, no, because it wasn't domestic violence. We just gave her a card and said if she ever wants to talk to anybody, that's the card to call.
Okay.
So we don't write a report if there isn't a crime. So all these cops are testifying to this. They're not on Johnny's payroll. They did not see Johnny. They did not talk to Johnny. His lawyers talked to them and said, you have to testify because you were there.
Wow. Okay. So it gets a little crazy.
Right. So this completely takes away any of her credibility in my eyes. If I was still giving her the benefit of the doubt, as soon as these 3 different cops on 3 different testimonies gave the same exact story, to me, it proves that she's full of shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying.
So when a domestic violence victim feels abused, what do they do the next day? JT?
When they report it or they leave.
Right. Normal victims, right? You know what Amber did?
It depends. Some of them don't, because I know women. There's some women that don't because they feel like if they, especially if they're married and stuff like that, and they feel like they got, that's why domestics. That's another thing. That's why cops are the ones that really press charges on domestic assaults, because in case the women or in case the family member, whatever it is, doesn't want to press charges because they're scared.
Right.
They decide.
But you know what Amber did? You know what Amber did? She went to Coachella with her sister and her best friend.
You don't want to miss out on that, man. Fuck, you can use just press charges another day.
So Johnny
at Coachella.
So Johnny thought it would be a good idea, since she wasn't in the apartments, that he can go and pick up some stuff because he didn't want to stay there. Right?
Okay.
And his security guard says, I don't think that's a good idea. And he's like, why not? It's the perfect time. She's not there. I won't have a fight. Like, I could just grab my stuff and fuck off to my next fucking movie set, right?
Yeah.
It's not a good idea because this happened, Mr. Depp. And he sent him a picture of human fecal matter on his side of the bed.
Human what? Fecal matter?
Those are Johnny's words.
I know.
So his housekeeper was obviously extremely upset. She's like, Johnny, you pay me good, but I ain't cleaning up the fucking shit on your bed. This is disgusting. And then this is what else goes in my brain. JT, what did she do? Did she sit on his bed, pull her underwear down, and poop there? Like, Amber, I need more. I have questions. Okay. Did you go to the washroom, collect it in a cup, and then pour it on there? Because that's not easy to do either. Did you? I
Squat.
don't know, man. Like, what
Because
the fuck?
if she squatted, she
What
would
the
have peed a little,
fuck?
right? I would think, if you're gonna squat to take a shit, you probably pee a little. I think she had to scoop it out of the toilet and put it in there herself.
Johnny's obviously very upset. He's like, at this point, he's like, I can't deal with this shit. This is bullshit. I'm fucking getting out of there for good.
It's human shit, actually.
She is there when he's there. Okay. And they get into an argument about the human fecal matter. Okay.
You killed me with that word. Okay, go on.
And what happens? She blames it on the 2 little 4-pound dogs. It wasn't me, Johnny. It was the little dogs. It was the Yorkies. They're 2 4-pound Yorkies. They're Yorkies. Okay.
Well, the best was the lawyer goes, how do you know it was human fecal matter? Well, because our dogs are like little miniature Yorkies. They did it. They
I've cleaned up their poop quite often.
Yeah. If they, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind cleaning it off the bed if it was theirs. Fuck, man, it's getting a little crazy when you got to shit. I mean, I've never had anybody shit on my bed.
Thank God.
I've had a bitch ask me to shit on her once, but so
what?
Yeah, so
what?
I had somebody ask. Somebody asked me to shit on them before sex. So after I shit on her, no, that's a Biggie song. Come on, man. That's the intro
okay.
from that Biggie song. I had you going though.
Yeah, I thought you were serious. I'm like,
I was waiting for that. I didn't know I could pull that one off. I thought you would have.
I was ready to puke in my mega pints.
Yeah, I thought for sure you would have caught that one, but no.
No, I think it's late. I'm just tired. Okay. So this happens. He's pissed off. He leaves. And that's when she says he threw the phone at her face. And that's bullshit. It never fucking happened. The cop said she didn't have anything on her face. Everything was intact. Yet she still managed to take pictures the next day of a bruised face. And in the hallway, broken bottles of wine and wine spilled everywhere and a broken sconce.
What the hell's a sconce?
You know the wall sconces with the lights?
No.
You know those wall lights that are on walls? Instead of being on the ceiling, they're on walls?
Okay.
Yeah. That's called a wall sconce.
Before, but I'm not sure.
It's a wall sconce. So, yeah. So the cops were there that night and didn't see anything. But in the morning, she found pictures to take of that and her bruised face.
She must have had a rough night that night.
And then that's when Mr. Isaac Baruch walked by and saw what was going on. He's like, what happened? Well, Johnny was here and he was violent with me and he threw a phone on my face. See? I don't see nothing. The cops corroborated this information.
Okay. So I'm still having a hard time believing it's gotten this crazy. Like the relationship was this crazy behind scenes. Like, you would think, okay, Johnny Depp could figure something out. Like maybe he just was scared and couldn't get out of it. Maybe he wanted to help her. Who knows? I'm still trying to figure it all out. I'm trying to process.
I honestly think he was completely in love with her from the
get-go.
I think he was completely in love with her. I think he put up with it so much because he was in love with her. I don't think she was in love with him. I think that she used him for her career. And when she didn't get what she wanted, she took him for everything that he tried to take him for everything that he had. And then when he didn't give, and then here's the more, this takes us to the other part of this case, right? His divorce lawyer testified, who's a fantastic divorce lawyer, by the way. She's very famous. She's like done like a whole bunch of stars, right? So the both his financial advisor and his divorce lawyer testified that Amber Heard wanted $14 million, all the penthouses on Eastern Columbia, okay, and he had to pay the mortgage on them, and his Range Rover, and she wanted to share 3 of his other properties. Are you telling me if you're a victim of domestic violence, you want to share properties with your abuser?
Never.
Never. Never. And he didn't give in to those demands. He said, fuck no. No, I'm not giving you all of that. No. Right? And she's wrote an email, and this was in court, that she was going to take him to put a restraining order on him and charge him with domestic violence publicly if he didn't give in to her demands. Isn't that blackmail? Isn't that a crime too? That's a crime.
I would think so.
That's another crime.
Sounds
so he didn't give in to the demands. They didn't file a response before the 27th of May. And the very next morning, without any warning to Johnny Depp or his lawyer, she went and filed a restraining order on him and charged him with domestic violence.
That's fucked. Just like that.
Yep. So if anybody has any doubt that this woman isn't just an abuser, but a narcissistic, selfish cunt who used a man for her own personal and professional gain, you're delusional. I wouldn't have believed this crazy story. Like, I know shit can get crazy in Celebrityville there in Hollywood. I know these people are all narcissistic. I know these people are all fucking, no reality on life, okay? What I am saying is that there's proof of this. There are emails that were shown in court. There are text messages shown in court. There are actions that follow up to all of this proof. Right?
Yeah.
So this isn't hearsay anymore.
No, it's so there's
This is all legitimate proof.
Yeah.
Right? Then his financial advisor comes on, and this is a sweet old man. But obviously Johnny really trusts him because he's been taking care of his financial affairs forever. And apparently in the 15 months that they were married, Amber Heard really liked her wine, but not just any wine, JT. Do you know what kind of wine she wanted? A specific Spanish wine that Johnny bought her on cases on a monthly basis of $500 a bottle. In the span of 15 months, she spent $160,000 on wine.
Got a drinking problem.
But Johnny's the one with the drinking problem, which he admitted to, with an opioid issue that he has resolved and admitted to, and
he said too that if he ever went, because they asked him if he's gone back on opioid, if he's taking.
He said no,
and he said no, because once you've bitten once, you can't you gotta either stay away from it or you die next time.
Yep.
You know, so it's so true, and I give him credit for somebody that I'm commending him that he can do that he can actually stop it.
Overcome that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope he was able to do it without any sort of.
Not only did he overcome that and quit that, he quit that while he was married to Amber Turd.
How do
That's
you do
not
that?
easy.
No, I was wondering that too.
That's not easy. When you're, and then she filmed him, and this is another disgusting piece of footage that I saw. He's self-harming in this video. He's so tired and exhausted.
Video.
He's so tired and exhausted from her verbal and physical abuse. He grabs a knife and starts cutting himself and says, "Just take my blood, Amber. I'm just going to kill myself. This is what you want." And you know what she says in the beginning of that video?
What's that?
"Don't do that with that knife. That knife's too dull."
Oh wow! I've never seen that part of the video. I've never seen. So that threw me off. Yeah, that's thrown me off there.
And then I guess she didn't realize the video caught that, or the audio caught that, because then her voice changes right away and she says to him, "Johnny, no, why are you doing that? Johnny, please don't."
She's not even a good actress. Oh my God.
Again, she's so narcissistic that she believes that these videos are to help her case.
That's kind of fucked up. She's delusional. I can't wait till they put her on the stand.
So that'll be interesting. Who knows? Maybe by the next time you talk to me, I may be Team Amber.
It's kind of hard to go back from this, man. No,
I agree. I agree.
You can show some fucking definite shit. It's hard to go back. I'm surprised that in this day and time, a man's actually getting a fair trial for this kind of stuff too.
I don't know if it will be fair.
Well, we're hoping, because you got 12 jurors. You got it publicly. That's the problem too, man. I didn't think they were gonna. I don't know how good this is for any of their cases, to be honest with you.
I'll be honest with you.
Media like this.
I'll be honest with you. I think that it needs to be public, because if it's not public, the world won't. The point is, Johnny's like, even if I lose this case, right? Even if I lose this case and they determine that the article wasn't responsible for me losing all that work, mm-hmm. because that's what it comes down to, right? They're trying to prove in court that the article itself is not responsible for him losing all that work. And he's trying to prove that the article is. Right? Mm-hmm. So that's why they keep throwing his addiction in his face, because they're saying you were showing up late to work. And his agent said, "Johnny's been showing up late to work since he started acting. He's been drinking since he started acting. Mm-hmm. He's been doing drugs since he started acting. Since he was 11 years old, actually, he used to steal his mom's nerves pills." That's what he testified in court. Because of the abuse, right? It was a way to numb him. Okay. So that's already been proved in court that, guess what? He's never fucking showed up for a thing on time in his life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he has to prove in court that her malicious OPED is the reason he started losing work. That's what he has to prove in court.
Hasn't he said he'll never work with Disney again and all that shit?
Yeah, not for $300 million and 1 million alpacas were his exact words.
Yeah, right? They were. So that's serious. Like, I mean, you could.
And when they asked him why, he said, because Disney called me guilty before proven innocent. When you're supposed to be innocent before proven guilty.
You know what's funny? If Disney actually does give him $300 million and 300 alpacas, man, because if anybody can, or whatever, if anybody can pull it off, Disney can. I'm not even joking. If they really want him back that bad,
He is Jack Sparrow. He
is.
created it.
And they own that character. They own that franchise, right?
I would
So
fucking say, okay, you don't want me in Jack Sparrow. I'm taking my fucking rights, and I should have in the contract. If I were Johnny, I would have fucking demanded rights to that character.
I
Fuck
wonder if
that.
he
You can't
has what
use
kind
it.
of
You
rights he
can't be
has.
under my movies, and I get all the fucking money. Fuck that shit, right?
We have to check that out. We'd have to check that out. I wonder what kind of rights he has to that and all
I
that.
don't know.
He's
I
got to
don't know.
have
I
some
do
sort
know
of
that he
rights, but
did
not.
create the character from scratch, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you got to really when it comes to a pirate, I'm pretty sure you got to, really create that character from scratch. I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. So, but do they own the whole name? I mean, obviously they wouldn't be able to call it Pirates of the Caribbean if Sony all of a sudden took it over. Let's say early he went to another production company, right? You get what I'm saying?
I don't think he can take it to another production
No,
company.
they'd have to call it something else, I would think.
I don't know.
Maybe it's not Pirates of the Caribbean anymore. Maybe it's the Pirates of Somalia or something.
He's gonna have to create a whole new character now. Johnny, if anybody can do it, it's you, buddy. If anybody could create a whole new character and create a whole new movie, that's you. He has his own movie production company too, right?
Yeah, he's just the way he is, man. He's just Johnny. He's unique, man. He's different. He's it's just his style, personality, and it's just the type of character he can play. He's played a lot of great roles. So I mean, it's not like he couldn't do anything he really wanted to. So
Yeah.
you don't really need the Caribbean anymore.
No, you don't, right? But he had a contract for Pirates 6 and 7,
Yeah,
and it was canceled because of her OPED.
I would think they'd still have to owe him something for that, especially being
Pardon?
canceled. Because they would have to. There'd probably be something in the contract because they were already booked that they'd probably have to owe him something if they were was never fulfilled. So they probably
I
do
know.
owe him some sort of money of some sort, but you'll never find out until after this trial's done,
Yeah.
right? Because they're not going to pay him if they don't have to.
Here's how Johnny's lawyers are really smart.
Let me just open the windows
Yeah.
because it's fucking getting hot in here, man. I've been here for 4 hours, 4.5, almost 4 hours.
Yeah,
already
yeah.
in the same chair. My ass is soaked, guys.
Hi, Farhan.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just need to get some fucking air going in here.
So Johnny Depp's lawyers are really, really smart, okay? They hired a psychologist, not just any psychologist. This woman deals with trauma, okay? She deals specifically with veteran trauma. That's how she started with, right? PTSD, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because Amber Heard in the UK said that she had PTSD and that she suffered from like mental anxiety because of everything, right? Johnny Depp's lawyer said, okay, we'd like to confirm that theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hire a psychologist to spend some time with Miss Amber Heard and give her a complete evaluation. And she's so narcissistic that she thought she could fake these fucking tests, right? And they tried to get a psychologist to test Johnny. Johnny said, no, I ain't crazy. I never claimed I'm crazy. I'm of sound mind. She's the one who claims it. That's why legally I can get a psychologist to go and assess her. And that's the legality of it, right? So she's so narcissistic that she agreed to it. And this psychologist spent quite a bit of time with her, a few days actually. And she conducted 3 tests on her. And the tests were for PTSD and whatever, I don't know, a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo psychologist shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The results were that she tried to, because she tried to lie about her PTSD on these automated tests, it actually diagnosed her with something called historian borderline personality disorder. And the symptoms of this disorder are need to be the center of attention constantly, extremely violent when you don't get what you want, fear of abandonment because you need the attention consistently. So when you don't get the attention and someone walks away, you get violent.
Yeah, I know. I get you.
Everything that the psychologist said, and you can, I mean, like, I can't do it all verbatim. You guys can go on YouTube and listen to her testimony. It was fantastic. She held her ground. She's an intelligent woman. Okay. It was all consistent to every single story or every single witness account that everybody prior to her had of Amber Heard. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So this psychologist doesn't know Johnny's friends, doesn't know Johnny's bodyguards. She doesn't know Amber's ex-assistant. She doesn't know Johnny's sister. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's no way to compare what she diagnosed Amber with after her studies, right, to what these other people witnessed. And what these other people witnessed all line into her diagnoses of Amber Heard. So that's a huge test. That's a huge break for Johnny's team.
Yeah.
Because it proves the inconsistently and the compulsive lying that this is the trait of someone with a historian borderline personality disorder.
That's crazy. Eh?
Yeah, apparently in one of the tests, like to test your PTSD, she wanted to prove so hard that she had PTSD that out of 28 symptoms of PTSD, she like only 2 she didn't check. She checked them all, right? And basically what that means is that you're lying or exaggerating about having PTSD because anybody who has real PTSD never follows all of those, never checks all of those boxes. They check certain amount of boxes or certain boxes, but never like 26 out of 28 boxes of that. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That proves that her credibility is off. Then this woman, there's this guy who used to be Johnny Depp's agent and no longer is, and Amber Heard's agent and no longer is. 3 months after she filed the restraining order, she reached out to him to try and get, yes, she's very methodical, very, very, very methodical. She tried to get this guy who was actually not only was he their agent before, but he was also Lady Gaga's ex-fiance. And he testified that Amber Heard used him to try and get a meeting 3 months after she filed a restraining order with Johnny to get back together with Johnny. And Johnny didn't initially want to do it because he had a restraining order and he didn't want to break that restraining order. He was happy keeping his distance away from that woman, right? But she persisted and persisted and persisted and said, tell him I love him. I've written so many letters. I love him. I love him. I love him. Blah, 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 blah. So he reluctantly agreed, but it had to be at a friend's house. And that's where they talked or whatever. There was no violence, but she tape recorded it. Okay. Right? And she's yelling at him throughout this whole fucking entire thing. And he throws the ring on the floor and he tells her, go. No, Johnny, just look. I'm lying in this hotel bedroom right now. Just lie with me. Is that someone who's an abused victim talking here?
No, I don't believe so. No. Now, I'm not a victim, so I couldn't tell you, right? But
the funny thing is that she went there to record him again to try and victimize herself.
Mm.
Not realizing that these recordings are going to be actually criminalizing her. But she's so narcissistic that she thinks that she's not in the wrong. Her brain does not function in a way that she can take any responsibility for her own actions.
It's crazy because I I don't know anybody that's like that, to be honest with you.
I don't either. I
Like
don't either.
I know I'm a little bit fucked up, but I don't think I'm that fucked up.
I think everybody can be a little fucked up
Yeah.
depending on the circumstance, right?
Yeah,
But
of
this is
course.
just beyond. Like, I did not expect. I mean, like, I expected a nasty divorce. I expected, because this is
Well,
fucking
of
Hollywood,
course.
blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But I did not expect this level of
Bullshit.
mental
Mind
uh,
fucking.
instability to be so aggressive in any relationship. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. It's really, 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 really ridiculous, this whole thing. However, I believe that he's doing the right thing. Instead of being like her and selling this story to some fucking Washington Post for his side of the story, no, he's taking her to court to clear his name.
Well, I commend him for that because I hope that, like I said, I've said that already. I've hoped that he can, step up for other guys. There's a lot of guys that have been,
Sure, there's
it's
a
funny.
lot
I
of guys
hate
who are
saying
victims
it,
of
but there's
domestic abuse. But let me tell you something. If you
women too as
heard,
well.
of course, but let me tell you something.
Well,
If you
but I think
heard,
the tables have changed in the last 10 years, where it's gotten like fucking
it's
the
still
tables have
more
turned.
prevalent, or there are much more with female victims. It's been proven that there are much more female victims of domestic violence than there are men, because men just naturally, in general, have a more violent kind of aggression persona as opposed to women, who not always is the
No,
case.
different types of violent ways. Like
Yes,
women react differently than men do. Men react more
yes,
physically than verbally.
definitely. But the
Sometimes
case,
verbally can hurt you a lot more than physically.
oh yes, for sure. But the case here is these are both, this is both happening.
Hmm.
Both is are happening to this woman, right? So like, and then all of this testimony is out, and then the voice recordings of her admitting to hitting him, but she says, I did not punch you, Johnny. I hit you. Okay. And you run. And because you're a baby. Okay. Grow up. Grow up, Johnny. Oh, go tell everybody you're a victim of domestic violence. See who they're going to believe. Go, go, go.
But
Like,
this is the problem with some women nowadays. There, you hit it on the fucking nail. I know how many times that's been said, and not just to, let's say, I've heard it been said, I've heard it said to me, but not just to me, but to people I've known. It says, go, that do, and the guy has to sit back and kind of take it like a fucking, or he sits back and takes it because it's true. It makes you really think. Who are they going to believe,
right?
right?
Because, and especially she comes out with this whole thing during this whole Me Too movement, right? It's like, oh, look, she got the attention for it. She got the attention for it. Now I'm going to get attention for it, which again goes to that diagnosis that the psychologist gave, the craving of attention. So what does she do? She's narcissistic. She's got borderline personality disorder. She thinks the best way to get attention is to blackmail and lie about domestic abuse towards her ex-husband, about about her ex-husband, right? So that's the case here. So now anybody in the chat here, okay? Let's put this in perspective. A woman comes home and tells you, okay, her finger was cut off with a vodka bottle where she had to get stitches. She had mineral spirits thrown at her face where they broke her nose. She was punched, verbally abused, called fat, a has-been, a bad mother. okay, and consistently mocked. How many of you wouldn't believe that her husband or her significant other, or her abuser, didn't belong in jail?
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
But because this is a man,
Yeah, keep going. I'm doing a Johnny Depp thing here.
it's impossible for him to be believed.
It's the truth. I know.
And you know what? What's even sadder is, luckily he has money to take her to court. How many men don't have the money, don't have the resources to take their abusers to court? And vice versa, women as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
And
I'm
a lot of these
pretending
guys have children involved.
I'm pretending I'm Johnny Depp now. Okay. My children have gone to school. They've been affected by this because their friends are coming up to them and saying, "So your dad's a wife beater?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
My livelihood is being affected. My work is being affected. They dropped me. I've lost hundreds of millions of dollars, and I'm only suing her for 50 million. I've been blackmailed. Okay. And publicly humiliated. Right? And then I could make my money back by writing a book, by going to Oprah and doing an interview. And here's my side, Oprah. Here's my side, Ellen. Here's my side, James Corden. Jimmy Kimmel, you want to hear my side? People's Magazine, do you want a whole article on how I was abused by Amber Heard? He could have made money out of all of this. Instead, he's taking this woman to court and he's making it public so he can finally be heard. The whole thing. In front of a jury.
Remember, they pull everything out too. Eh? They can the courts. I mean, stuff like this. They can pull when a trial comes down to something like this. They can pull whatever they want out.
This is so much more than a celebrity. He said, she said.
Yeah,
okay. No, this is about domestic violence. Period, and it needs to be public. I think he's doing a lot more than people realize. So this isn't like, something that I'm watching here enthralled. I'm enthralled because the damage this woman is doing also to women. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
How many female victims along centuries, and you and I have done a lot of killer content where women are, violently murdered and raped, and the ones that do survive aren't believed and chucked out, and women don't come forward because they're afraid to not be believed, right? And then you have Amber Heard, who is proven to be an abuser. I'm not saying Johnny Depp isn't. I'm just saying I haven't seen proof of that yet.
Yeah.
Okay? I have seen proof of her being the instigating abuser so far. I'm basing this on facts, okay?
Facts, yeah.
And these women, these real victims, aren't coming forward because she's just making it harder for them. And she's not only that, the very foundation that is giving her a platform to write this op-ed about being a victim of domestic abuse is expecting the money that she promised from the divorce settlement that she refused to deliver, and had her rich multi-billionaire boyfriend, Elon Musk, or ex-boyfriend now, pay most of it. Out of $1.5 million,
it's penny pocket change for him.
70% of it was paid by Elon Musk.
It's fucking pocket change, Leslie.
And then when Johnny Depp says, okay, you're not paying it, it's coming from somebody else, I'm getting letters now from this foundation that you're supposed to be giving my money to, and you're no longer giving it to. So your next installment, instead of going to you, it's going to the foundation to help domestic violence victims that you have been promising money to. And I'm going to keep up on my promise. So he delivers the money, that installment of 100 grand that was supposed to go to her. No, it goes directly to the thing that you promised, that you publicly went on television on some fucking late night interview and said, I'm not doing this for money. I want to prove that. So I'm taking the $7 million settlement, divorce settlement, and giving it to two charities. The children's charity. Yeah, of course. Big baller status. Yeah. Elon Musk. No kidding. I'm giving this to two charities. One is for domestic violence abuse and one is for children. And meanwhile, she hasn't even been giving any of her installments that Johnny Depp has been giving to her regarding the divorce settlement to these places. Right? Yeah. So he says, okay, you're fucking up. We're divorced. I don't care. The next settlement's not going to you like requested. It's going straight to the ACLU. And you know what happens? She gets threatening letters. And what does she do? She writes a fucking op-ed in the Washington Post, furthering domestic violence abuse allegations, ruining his career further. It's vindictive. Her pattern of behavior is, I don't get what I want. You're going to fucking, like a tantrum. Like a
you
fucking
can't even
tantrum.
act like that, hey, Leslie? You tried how hard. She's, you know what? I'll tell you something that she knows. She knows that she's literally sitting on a gold mine. That's one girl that learned something. She's been using her pussy well over the years. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, so there's more.
Big baller status.
There are allegations by Johnny that she cheated on him with both Elon Musk and James Franco. Now there's
girls along the way too, no?
And Cara Delevingne. So she apparently had a threesome that her friend testified to. Cara Delevingne, Elon Musk, and Amber Heard in Johnny Depp's place. And there's footage of both James Franco one night and Elon Musk another few nights in the elevator with Amber Heard.
I would have thought it would have been her, Elon. I thought maybe Elon Musk, John Franco, and fucking, Johnny Depp maybe having a threesome, because I thought the other two were fruity. But
no,
especially James Franco and Elon Musk over there. They kind of look the same, no? Just a little bit.
Not only was she fucking these guys behind Johnny's back, she was fucking them in his penthouses.
Well, you got to give it up to her for that, at least. Give her up for something, man. Unfortunately, I hate the bitch. I straight up. But you know what? She's pulling off some of the shit that only some girls out there would dream of.
Ew, James Franco and Elon Musk. No, thank you. No, thank you.
But it's not even
I don't care.
That. It's not even about that. It's about money, man. She's doing it all for the ladies, if you understand what I mean.
It's not. She's doing it for herself. She doesn't give two flying fucks about anybody else.
That's the ladies.
Than herself. She doesn't give two fucks about other domestic violence victims. She doesn't give a fuck about anything else but herself. Never mind, she did Aquaman. What's she doing with all this money? Why she need to ask Elon Musk? It's $7 million between two charities. So now there was a petition where 3 million people signed to remove her from Aquaman. But because it's already filmed, they reduced her time to less than 10 minutes in that movie.
Well, part 2 or some shit, right?
Yeah. Because there was a petition with 3.2 million signatures to get Amber Heard out of the movie. So they're kind of like
I wonder who's filming that one. If it's Disney holding up to that one, or if it's
Marvel, I don't know.
Yeah, but
Nico would know. Maybe he can respond to that.
Disney owns all those ones, but that's the thing. That's what I'm wondering. What the fuck is going on here? And once they realize, if it is comes out true that she is the one in the wrong, and he's not, they're really gonna have some fucking explaining to do. Actually, you know what? They're Disney. They don't have to explain nothing, man. They just
They
fucking
don't give two
whatever they
shits.
want. They
Yeah.
don't care. They don't give a
They
fuck.
really don't.
At the end of the day, they don't. They're fucking multi-billion-dollar industry company. Fucking
No, but a lot of people are fucking freaking out on Disney over this right now, and Warner Brothers.
yeah, but they'll fix it, man. I mean, like I said, it's still they'll figure out. They'll fix it somehow.
Yeah, so
At the
Warner
end.
Brothers. So yeah, so Warner Brothers. So yes, so you explain to me why Amber Heard
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
fired from Aquaman, right? Yeah, that thanks. Like Amber Heard wasn't fired from Aquaman. So I get that Aquaman 2 has already been filmed, so this petition like really wouldn't get her removed from the franchise. However, they did apparently, according to many news like TMZ and stuff, they reduced her time on screen by so much. She's only in it for like less than 10 minutes now.
I wonder if Nico and Chris from Late Night Collectors community over there are gonna, review a Aquaman book because of this case or some shit. And comment.
Maybe.
Give them
Maybe.
that idea, right? Oh,
Because she plays Mira in it, right? I didn't watch the first one. And I don't plan on watching the second.
apparently they suck, anyways. I get that from Neeks, anyways. He said they suck.
Oh,
So
really?
I never really watched the Aquaman. Right? He fucks fish, for fuck's sakes. No,
Yeah.
but
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's crazy, man. And this is only the first half of the trial, right?
Right. So on Monday, the defense is going to present their case. And the first witness that they're putting up is Amber Heard. So we'll see what she has to say. We'll see what proof they have to provide. Like I said, so far, I'm Team Depp. Yeah, thanks. Point made.
That's it.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. I don't know. Like
This should be interesting.
I'm really curious to see what the defense has to show now. I'm thinking of doing a part 2 to this, so maybe I'll just jump on next time and like maybe do like another one of this, like when the trial is over and like come to a conclusion on my thoughts then. But as of now, I'm pretty disgusted by her behavior. His behavior, I'm not too happy about either, but I honestly think there are a lot of different other factors to his behavior than hers. I mean, it hasn't been proved that he's been physically violent with her. One more thing. The opening statements, they came out with this compact of makeup, okay? And this compact of makeup is from a company called Mira something, right? And her lawyer in her opening statement said to the jury, you will see that Amber Heard will testify that this compact by Mira whatever makeup is what she used to hide her bruises throughout her entire 4-year relationship with Johnny Depp. So after that testimony, that company came out and said that that's impossible because that makeup was only created in 2017. She got divorced in 2016.
Kind of crazy.
So now she's being even called out by the brands of makeup that do not want to be associated with her. Like, don't fucking bring that into it. You're full of shit. We only made that line of makeup in 2017, not 2016. You got divorced in 2016.
Oh, I know. It should be interesting to hear her side. I want to hear how they.
It's just so much.
I like
There's
Johnny's
so
lawyer
much.
guy, that one that sits beside him with the fucking nerdy
Oh,
glasses. No.
You see how he had gummies and he was giving like his lawyers gummies?
I'm still wondering what kind
A
of
pile
gummies
of
they were.
gummies in front of him. Gummies,
Like, wonder if they're
gummies.
THC gummies, you know?
Oh, he loves his weed. He still sticks to his weed. I
Well,
love
it's legal.
marijuana.
I think it's legal where he is anyways now too, so it's not a bad thing to say. You know, unfortunately, yeah, he did have to testify at doing drugs, but I mean, he did do them openly, and it's been on. It's already been reported that way, right? So he
Johnny's
can't go
never
back on
hidden
that.
drug use from anybody throughout any of his career.
No.
Everybody's known that Johnny likes his drink. Johnny likes his weed. Johnny likes his coke. I mean, like, for fuck's sakes, the guy had
Apparently, he
River
likes psycho
Phoenix.
women too.
Well, no, because, well, yeah, Winona Ryder is a little bit psycho. I mean, she was charged with kleptomania. You know, like she was stealing
You
from a store and she didn't,
know, you know what that shows? That shows that he has feelings for the ones that need help. It's
But
kind of a weird thing, right?
Vanessa Paradis looked stable.
Yeah, they all look stable
No, no, no. His
until you
ex-wife,
bring them home.
well, the mother of his children, there was no issues with her. But he left her for a younger hot piece of ass who at the time was pretty hot.
You go through your midlife crisis, right?
And he went through his midlife crisis.
You know what happens, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Midlife crisis is what it is, but no. But yeah, man, that's a lot of stuff to just take in. That's just the first half of the trial, guys.
This is just the first half of the trial. That was so much to take in. I mean, like every day I thought, oh my God, it can't get any worse. And then it just kept getting worse. And then it just kept getting worse. And I'm just like, and then my question was, how did you even marry the woman? Like, you already were being violently abused at that time. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
And then another question I asked, and then another comment I thought, you know, like, yeah, another comment that I thought, yeah, another comment that I thought is, what did she do with the money that he gave her, the 7 million? Like, I hope she used, if she's not using it for the charities that she supposedly is supposed to be giving it to you to, I hope she's using it for potty training.
Or toilet paper.
Right?
Yeah, how come there was no toilet paper beside it? Did she
I
wipe
don't
her
know.
ass after?
I don't know. That's another good question. It's a fantastic question. I have no idea. Like,
We should
what did
fucking
you
ask
do?
his lawyer to ask that. Where did you
Yeah,
get the shit? There was no toilet paper beside it. Did you run off back to the
yeah,
washroom to wipe?
yeah.
Sorry, I'm just, I this is, you know, every that just proves that even people in Hollywood have fucking crazy lives, real lives that we don't see behind closed doors.
I'm sure there are so many cases. I mean, but this was just like, you know what he said too when he testified? You know, like a lot of, like, the lawyer asked, why didn't your daughter show up to your wedding? He goes, because my kids are a lot more intelligent than I am, and they saw right through her before I could.
Smart. It is the truth, though. Seems like it, right?
I mean, she didn't give two shits about his family. She didn't give two shits about his children. She didn't give two shits about anything except herself.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's so true.
And I really hope, if anything, whether Johnny wins or loses, that the world sees what she did do, and that she gets it back, all backfired on her, and never gets fucking work again, because that's what she deserves. Well, her name is already tarnished in Hollywood. Who's gonna want to fucking date her now?
Well, there's a lot of crazy people in Hollywood that are dater.
Yeah, probably.
That's the problem, man. Hollywood's full of those fucked up people, man.
Oh, and now she has a daughter.
I was gonna say, what about her kid? Like, she's got a kid named something fucking weird.
So she got a kid named Oompa Page after her mother, and her mother also testified to her to a friend, to
Like
her
Oompa
assistant.
Wonka, like the chocolate factory name.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Oompa
I don't
Wonka,
know.
like the noise that those
Oompa
things
something
make.
Page. Oompa something Page. That's her name, right?
I feel bad for
But
making fun of her kid.
apparently Elon Musk, right, he had donated some sperm to her before they broke up.
No wonder he's got
And
a name like
then
Oompa.
and then he tried to get it back legally, right? To not let her use it after they broke up, and he lost that case. This is a rumor. I tried to look up that information, but it seems to be
Imagine it
erased
comes out in
now.
trial.
So, I mean, well, both Elon Musk and James Franco were supposed to testify for the defense for Amber Heard, and now
Yeah.
they both bailed. They're not going to testify anymore.
So yeah,
Yeah.
they
But
drag their names through the dirt too, right?
here's another extent of the abuse. This is for Nico if he's watching. WandaVision. You know WandaVision? Paul Bettany, the guy who plays Vision in WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good friends with Johnny Depp, right? And they were all having dinner. Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, Paul Bettany, his wife, and his children. And apparently, Amber Heard was having quite a debate about some subject with Paul Bettany, and she didn't like Paul Bettany. She didn't like the relationship between Paul Bettany and Johnny Depp because she felt threatened by it.
He's
Apparently,
very intellectual too.
he's extremely smart. He's a great man. Like they're both like friends. Like why would you, like another thing, that's another trait abusers do. They try to isolate you from your family and your friends. And she did that. So first came the kids, now came the friends. So everybody's being isolated. And the only people allowed around are her friends and her family. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like a form of narcissistic abuse. It's kind of what they do. It's like cults do that too. When you join a cult and you don't even know that you're joining a cult, because nobody joins a cult with the intention of not being with your family, but they manipulate you so that that you are isolated from your friends, your family, everybody.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So abusers are like that too. And his son came into the conversation and said, look, I'm actually studying this subject in school and I disagree with what you're saying. And she went on a rampage of verbal abuse to that poor child who's 18 years old and made him cry. Okay. And Johnny got so pissed off. He took her in. He's like, that's unacceptable. How dare you demean my guests? That poor boy, you have to listen. You might learn something. You have no idea. You have your opinion, but he's
Mm-hmm.
actually studied this subject. I don't know exactly what the subject was because it wasn't clarified in court, but she actually didn't just verbally assault Johnny. She had no shame in her face to verbally assault an 18-year-old child for having a fucking opinion that differs from hers.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. That's fucked up.
Her assistant said her mother has now since passed from cancer, but her assistant said that even her mother would confess to her assistant that she was terrified to say anything to Amber because of Amber's outbursts.
You know what? I had a temper like that growing up. I did. If anybody knows me as a kid, I don't know. You this is before your time, maybe just around when I started meeting you guys in high school. But I've had that sort of issue, those issues. I understand. I mean, I don't know if I was ever diagnosed with it properly. It's a
But
certain
you don't
piece,
have that
but
temper now. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I'm alone now. I smoke too much weed to be fucking giving a
Okay,
shit.
but what
But
I'm
there
trying
is
to
a
say,
time. It does come out, and it has come out. I mean, but I also believe
I
in
have a
my
temper
heart that
too,
I've grown
but
up,
I'm
so
not.
I know how to hold back the violent parts of it.
There's everybody can get upset about something. Everybody can yell about something. Everybody can, anybody can get upset about something. But to consistently verbally and physically abuse someone as an adult, like, I mean, like, I've been a teenager, you've been a teenager, our emotions are running high. This is normal behavior for fucking teenagers. Parents don't know what the fuck to do with your teenagers because it's like if you can't go out, you're fucking saying, I hate you
Well, that's
to your
different too.
parents,
Yeah,
whatever, right?
when you're
You're
younger and
15, you're
that
16, you're hormonal,
your
everything, all
hormones,
these
right?
new feelings are going everywhere. This is a fucking 30-year-old fucking woman.
Well, I had a relationship with a 30-year-old woman that if I didn't get out of, I probably would have been in jail. I honestly would have. and probably not even with having to lay a finger on her, I would have probably been the one in jail. But I got out of there pretty quick. Still friends with them to this day, but only because I'm not a bad person. I feel like I can be friends with people after the fact, right? But there has been, there has been a few that I know that if I didn't get out of those relationships, that or that's the thing is I never was able to get out in that sense. I feel like so I can understand where Johnny's coming. I used to have to push my way out where I'd have to make them to a point where they were pissed off enough that they would just say fuck you. So it wouldn't have had to be me. But I've been at that point where I've thought about it, man. Trust me, and it's not a good feeling. And I was young, and I'll be the first to admit it. I was young, right? I've never thought of it. When the funny thing is, I was in my 20s when this person was in their 30s, so it was a little bit, it was a little weird. It got to a point where the verbal between the both of us, got a little bit out of control, right? I mean, I've taken a couple slaps here and there, probably deserved. But I always said to myself, and I always said to all of them, I always said, you get three punches like a grown man if you want to hit me. After that, I'm going to defend myself at least once.
I get
And
really angry when I'm
I have
provoked.
fortunate,
Like if
yeah,
you provoke me,
yeah. But I have
when I go
fortunately,
on my rants, I won't shut the fuck up. Like I will
no.
say whatever I have to say out of defense, and I will take it beyond sometimes when I should shut up.
But
Right?
those are the times when I like to walk away because I've learned to walk
Yeah.
away. Because growing up, I've gotten to the point where I've had to put my hands through fucking walls, and stuff like that. I mean, I've broken a fist. I've broken, because
Yeah,
of
but
stuff like
these
this.
are all
Because
things
I've
that go
never
on when you're
physically,
younger, right?
yes,
These are
I've
all things
never.
that go on when you're
But
younger. You're
in
still
my 20s,
emotionally growing.
it was in my
Men
later 20s,
actually,
though.
yeah, you're still emotionally
But I was
learning in
able to
life.
walk away
Yeah, you were able to walk away. You didn't beat
instead
anybody
of
up,
fucking
and you didn't
strangling
shit
a
on any.
fucking bitch. Yeah,
Yeah, and you didn't shit on anybody's bed.
you know, I've done
I
other things
just,
on other people's
I,
beds.
I just
I've
think.
dropped a few loads.
Oh, did you hear the? Did you hear the the audio of like the maid knocking on the door of Johnny Depp at the hotel room? Something to the extent of knock knock. It's the maid, and he goes like this. He can't come in. There's sperm all over the pillows.
I've done that to somebody's mom's bed, parents' bed. That's the best, man. I had nowhere to fucking pull out. You know me. I'm one of those guys that I know what I'm doing. I was like, fuck this, all over
There
their
are
parents' bed.
so many great lines. Like, I mean, this
I
guy,
felt him like that's
but this guy, he's so like brilliant in the way he's so witty in his personal life that I'm hearing some of this fucking shit. I'm like, Johnny, man, like, wow,
no, but
you've
I
got
feel,
verbal diarrhea there. Like,
but in a sense, I feel where he's coming from when he's
totally.
worried too to be the one to say something or even call in the domestic because not knowing if he's going to be believed or not because there's probably and I'll tell you much there's times that like I said that I've wanted to call the cops right at points because of that but I'm like who are they going to fucking believe them or me. I've already been arrested for domestic dispute
Yeah,
and that the problem with that is it was never against any women it was against my fucking brother and my mother.
yeah,
It
I
was
get it.
stupid, right? But yeah, I understand the way it works in that sense, right? I've gone through all that. No, I haven't gone through a fucking crazy like this kind of trial. I ain't no fucking celebrity. But I mean, with all the stuff now that I see in a podcast, if I ever got myself into any shit, there's 4 years of JT to go back and listen to on what he says, right? So I try my best not to incriminate myself right? But a lot of this stuff that I said to you today just now has really happened in life, and you know what? Luckily, I'm still here to tell you about it. Some people Some of these guys don't get a chance to just talk and tell their story, their side of the story, and that's why I give Johnny 100% credit for standing up for other men too. If this is the case, because there is pussies of men out there that will take it.
It's not
Not
even about
pussies,
being a
but
pussy, man. It's like you can be so in love with somebody,
that's the
okay?
thing too, man.
And
It
and
hurts at points.
hope that they change. And hope and hope and
I
hope
mean, I
that they
think we've all
change,
been in love with somebody that we've hoped changed,
right?
that we
And
thought
then
would
they
have been for
don't.
the number
And
one
then
for us.
I think that's the hardest part for anybody who's a victim to accept is that they won't change.
And the worst part is too is he had kids that he had to prove himself kind of to, in a sense that, like, I'm not with your mother anymore, but I made this decision and I'm dating somebody that's probably my daughter's age or my kid's age almost, and I gotta let them see that, yeah, she is okay for him, she is okay, sorry, for me, and she's
No,
young, but
I think
I
his
think he
daughter
fucked
is
up
now
along the way.
20. I think his daughter is now 20 something years old, like 22 or 21 years old.
So she's
And
smart enough to understand.
and his son is 18.
But to see, this is prime,
Yeah.
like this is going on through prime nurturing times in their lives, and
Yeah.
they're seeing their dad
Of
go
course,
through all this
they're
shit.
teenagers, they're young children. His son
Whether
was
it's just
like
her dad or whether it's here too as
his son
well,
was
like we
like
don't 100%.
14 at the time. Or 13 or 12.
Yeah,
He's a child.
yeah, and he's
He's
seen this.
little. And he's seeing this. And
But
his
this
daughter.
is where the circle keeps going. Is now, will Johnny's kid have that same, the young guy will have that same effect in his life because he's seen this. Like sometimes
No,
psychological
because they
abuse to
at
a
this point
parent
at this point I don't think that they were around much. Like they from
stayed with
what
their
was
mother.
testified, no, well, when Johnny Depp was together with Vanessa Paradis, they lived most of the time in LA because the kids were going to school, but they
Mhm.
also went to France a lot because
Okay.
his wife is a French artist, right? She
Okay.
sang. Or law. I call his wife, they were never legally married. And then from what was testified is Johnny would actually stay home more with the kids so that she can do her work in France because in LA is where he had his work. Do you get what I'm saying? So he'd
Mhm.
go do his movies in LA. Very like rarely did he have to go fly out anywhere or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and when Amber Heard apparently came into the picture, that shit changed,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So and then Vanessa Paradis remarried, right?
What's his
She
name?
stays out of the spotlight a lot. Like she's not someone who's even though she's an artist, her personal life isn't out there. Like she's a very private person.
Mhm.
And one of the things Amber Heard said to him, to Johnny Depp, was, "I um, I think that Jack's stepfather is going to teach him more about being a man than you ever could." Like demeaning things like that, like horrible, just because, and she would call him a coward every time he left the room because he didn't want
She
to be.
wanted a shot. I feel like she wanted a shot, Amber. She needed it. Like she was begging it from him. And then you know what? Probably none of this would have happened if you would have really hit her. I'm sorry, but there's women out there that need the physical abuse too and want that and love that.
Okay, Sean Connery. This is, Sean Connery, he actually admitted to
I didn't
beating
even
his
know.
wife and he was never canceled. Yeah, he actually said that on Larry King Live. He goes, women need to be physically,
I
punished.
don't mean need to be. I need some women mentally in their head feel because of the torture that they went through maybe as a young kid or the fucking PTSD or whatever it is you want to call it, feel like they need to be talked to like that or treated like that through their whole life.
I don't know, man.
And this is coming from me that usually talks kind of shit about women and this and that, but I'm not trying to say, I'm saying because of stuff that they have gone through in their life, and I don't know because I haven't heard her side yet. I would like to hear a little bit more of her side before anything.
Right. So
But
that's why
some
I'm so
women,
curious about tomorrow.
their mental state says, hey, you know what, I need to find somebody, let's say like my dad, they used to verbally and mentally abuse me. Okay, and then otherwise I'm never going to be happy. I've seen that. Like I've seen that firsthand, that women automatically think that. Now I don't know if it's just being naive, or if it's being not understood, or if it is a symptom of some sort of psychological something that happened when they were younger or throughout their life. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's some women that have to crave that attention to feel normal,
Yeah.
you know. And it's a very, that's sad too, because there shouldn't be women that have to feel like that, nor should there be men that have to feel like that, because there is men that feel like they gotta fucking find somebody like their mother. And maybe that's what Johnny was doing, trying to find somebody that was not treating him properly. You know, I know what I'm saying is right. Maybe it's not the best words I'm using to put it out. I don't articulate like Johnny Depp does, but I think what I'm saying it does have a meaning to it. There is people that are so physically fucked up and mentally fucked up in their lives from past experiences and past traumas, that
Yeah.
this is the way they feel they need to be treated. You know, he felt like he needed to take a fucking few punches from her. Maybe she feels like she needs to fucking do this to feel or be with men that want to hit her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's sad, man. Like I've never, obviously never been physically abused or anything by any of my parents or anything like that in my life that I can remember in my head. You know, I
Right.
mean, some sick people come in and out of my life, but that's a different whole other story. That's fucking for JT's Digest. That's when I write my that's when I write my book when I'm older. When
Yeah.
I was about to die, my memoirs. But yeah, there's shit that's happened throughout my life that I know has left permanent scars, right? And it'll fucking probably, I feel like I'll pull myself towards those types of people.
See, but the thing is that from what was testified in court was Johnny's mom was abusive towards him.
Mhm.
And the way he reacted to it wasn't to be abusive back. Do
No,
you get what I'm saying?
that's what I
It
mean.
was to
To
hide,
take it or to take it.
to to hide, to take it and then to hide, or to
Yeah,
be, he needed to be in another room, right?
yeah.
And he never treated his children like that either. So he broke that cycle of abuse. Now, here's what I'm thinking. You break this cycle of abuse, you raise your children with all the love and caring that you could possibly give. Many have testified to this, so it's not bullshit, right?
Mhm.
Including his own children. Okay. And then all of a sudden you meet someone who you fall completely in love with, who's giving you all this attention during a midlife crisis that you're apparently fucking going through. You leave your wife for her because everything is so beautiful. Your kids, even in the beginning, really like her. Everything is all fine and dandy. And then all of a sudden, she starts turning on you and she starts becoming jealous of your success. And she needs attention and she needs this and she needs that. And then when she doesn't get what she wants, she gets verbally and physically abusive towards him. So this cycle of abuse that he's been running through successfully away from his own life and actually broke the cycle is now starting again with somebody
It's starting to
else.
be tainted. Yeah.
And that whole like flight, fear or flight, like
Fight or flight.
persona, fight or flight, yeah. Like it's back, you know? And you dealt with it with drugs when you were 11 years old. You were stealing, you would deal with your mother's abuse when you were 11 years old by stealing her drugs. And now you're with someone who's doing this to you and you're getting on opioids to numb the pain. Your
Well,
addiction to
that's
prescription
also
opioids, right? To numb the pain. You're drinking more. You're doing coke more often.
this
He
hiding thing, like you said, like it was a
Right.
hiding
Like, and
mechanism,
then
right?
you hide and you run away because you want to avoid the conflict. But you can only deal with whatever this abuse is by numbing the pain. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And
Because
this
you
is
can't,
what,
seems like you can't seem to talk to a person like that. Like if there's a person like Andrew in the
no,
room
the,
and he's
the,
trying, you can't physically talk to her without
you
her going,
can't, you can't. Exactly. And that's what the marriage counselor said as well. She had a jackhammer personality where he, during their counseling sessions, couldn't even get a word out because she wouldn't even let him speak. Like, what kind of counseling is that? And dear counselor, what kind of a fucking good ass counselor are
Yeah, I was
you
gonna say
if
or
you're not
whatever.
fucking saying, listen, bitch, get out of the fucking room and let me hear whatever this guy has to fucking say. And then when
This is
you're
a
calm,
maturity
you
thing
can
too,
come
right?
back in. Of course it is. I don't even think it's a maturity thing. I just think that
Because I'd
she's
like to believe that at 36 you still have some sort of women are some sort of mature by 36. They always
oh
told me that
man.
women mature faster than men,
Yeah, but I
right?
think that there's something
But there has to be
again,
some past trauma.
she's got something called she did from what the psychologist that analyzed her said, she does have PTSD, but not from Johnny Depp. She
You know
has
the defense
early
is going to eat that
yeah,
live, eh?
early childhood PTSD. But she's also admitted to have PTSD from her childhood. So none of the PTSD remarks are come from Johnny Depp's abuse.
Okay, but that doesn't look bad, and not that doesn't look bad on Johnny at all.
No, it doesn't, right? So here's the thing. So we've
Because I
got a
feel that if he's
diagnosis
not doing
from a
that,
professional. We've
yeah,
got a diagnosis from a professional. We have audio recordings that prove that that was the behavior,
yeah,
right? So everything fits. This is why I think the most important testimony of all, besides the police officers who have nothing to gain and have to tell the truth because they're police officers, right? About them going in there and not seeing any violence whatsoever, any bruises, any bleeding, any dripped wine like she took pictures of after. They didn't see any of that. And proof of that, not just you can't even say they were paid off by Johnny because they had body cameras that went all around the apartment and proved that as well,
yeah.
and the
Well,
hallways. So like all of these things, that's why I'm saying the psychologist to me was the most important testimony so far of this trial. And that's because she doesn't know any of these other people who were
was it
witnesses.
cross-examined?
She was cross-examined.
Horrible job.
Oh, horrible job. So the lawyer for Amber Heard's lawyer, the one who fucking couldn't even pronounce arnica cream properly, that stupid idiot, that old lady. She came and she was like, your husband bought muffins on the day that you met with Amber Heard. So he bought Amber Heard muffins, right? Trying to discredit her by saying that she wanted to do this thing for Amber Heard because she was famous, kind of per se. And she wouldn't let off the fucking muffins. And she goes, can I explain? The psychologist goes, can I explain so we can get off the stupid muffin topic, please? She actually said that to the lawyer, right? And she's like, okay, my husband gets my clients muffins for me and my clients every morning. He did not do it on purpose for Amber Heard, contradictory to her beliefs. So then, just her saying that, or the lawyer questioning her that, because Amber Heard said, "Oh, her husband got me muffins on purpose. You know, there's some biasy there, or whatever, right?" Like that's another proof of her needing the attention. Nobody gives a fuck about you, Amber. The police officers even testified saying they had no idea who you were when they walked in there.
It's you know what, that's the best part of it all, like because I honestly I didn't even know she was in that many films until I went to look her
Yeah.
up.
She's
I
a
honestly
beautiful woman,
she's
but
in
she
some
cray
of the
cray.
some good
Yeah.
shows that I've
And
watched,
then
some good
and then they
movies.
tried to and then the defense, Amber's Heard lawyer again with the psychologist when the cross examination, they were like, "Oh well, you had a meeting with Johnny Depp over dinner and drinks before you took on Miss Amber Heard's
Case.
case, right? Trying to make it seem like he's bribing her to testify in his favor,
Yeah.
right? Which legally can't even happen because these tests that she provided proof in her report and proof of the tests, they're done on an automated computer program. Like the test results are automated. She can't fix the tests. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She can't physically go in there and change the tests. So all the tests are accurate, right? And her response was, I did not have dinner with Mr. Depp as an interview. I wasn't even hired by Mr. Depp for this. I was hired by the lawyers, the counsel, the legal counsel of Mr. Depp. And the interview involved the legal counsel at Johnny Depp's home. And yes, he was present, but it was a 4-hour interview. She goes, over dinner and drinks. She goes, dinner was served and drinks and wine was served at dinner. And she's like, so Johnny served you dinner? No, he did not serve me dinner. Dinner was served. His chef served us dinner. And we had wine with the dinner. It was a 4-hour interview before they hired me to take over this case. That's the kind of stupid questions that what I'm trying to say is they're grasping at straws at this point, because everything that Amber Heard has told them, nothing is aligning.
Yeah, so she's lied to them too then. She's not being honest with the team. You know what's the best part is I was watching her during some of those YouTube things and during some of those trial clips and stuff, right?
From
and
the
she's
UK
always
thing.
jotting. No, not from the UK, but from this one.
From here.
She's
always writing.
You know why? Yeah. It's to keep her memory, to remember what's going to happen, because she's going to get cross-examined by the defense, right?
She is.
Is he the defense or is he the prosecution?
Huh?
Is he considered? Are they both defenders? How does this work? How does that work?
No. So
they're both one's prosecution.
Johnny's the plaintiff. Because he's taking her to court, and she's the defendant.
So she's supposed to have the defense attorney that's supposed to be good. Normally, defense attorneys get people off of fucking murder cases.
Yeah, well,
if the evidence is right? I mean, not even if the evidence is right, but if they can get if she can get her story straight, even if it's wrong, they can make it look realistic. But this guy's not even good at that. She should have got an Italian lawyer, not a Jewish guy. She should have got an Italian defense.
You know what's hilarious? His name is Rottenborn.
And he ranks on YouTube for on Google on his fucking.
If you notice, when Johnny testified, every chance he could possibly get to say Mr. Rottenborn.
Or what about when he made him repeat the signatures? They're trying to make him seem like he's fucking incompetent.
For the third time, that is my signature. Like, where's you know what? I get why. I'm starting to understand why Johnny Depp's team doesn't object so often with their team, is because they're trying to prove the incompetence of the other side.
They're doing a great job of fucking it up themselves. They are. Like, if that's the way you present a trial, or you defend a trial, you're defending against somebody's fucking money, or
I mean, they objected to their own question
3 times.
I don't know.
That English guy. Who was that English guy? If that was on camera,
butler. His name is Ben King, and he testified because he was there. It's Johnny Depp's butler, right? So, like, he basically is in charge of making sure the housekeeping does their job. Like, everybody in the thing is, thing. I call him Alfred because, like, he's British butler, but his name is Ben King, right? And he testified. He was there testifying because he's the one who found the finger. And had he not found the finger, he couldn't have been stitched up. He took pictures of all the damage because he had to, because they were renting that house in Australia, right? And then he testified that Johnny, after that whole incident with the finger, Amber Heard had to go. Johnny said, I don't want to see her when I get back. Make sure she's being flown back on the next plane to LA, right? And so he said, okay, I'll travel with her back to LA. So, Alfred, he traveled with Amber Heard in LA, and in the plane, she looks at him, and he testified that she said, don't you just get so angry that you just lose control like that sometimes? And he replied, he goes, I've never hurt another human being. and lost control like that. Ever. Ever. I mean, you're asking Alfred. Seriously, Amber, look at him.
If it was the real
Yeah.
Alfred, the real Alfred used to kick ass, but I mean, this one doesn't do fuck all. He seems like such a nice, honest
Yeah.
person, right?
Anyhow, I think we're about cleaning this up here. That's all I really pretty much got to say about this Amber Heard trial so far.
But I
It's just
guess
my opinion.
no, it's all good. It's you came across a lot of great stuff. The last few the last few things you've been sending me, I haven't had a chance. I didn't get a chance to really go over
Yeah,
them
I
as well as I
figured.
wanted to,
Yeah.
right? But
But yeah,
honestly,
like I sent you these little clips because I thought you could put them up, but I
well,
forget that only Julie has that
I think
conversion thing.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do it. No, I've never
So
really been taught how to convert that stuff. They usually have
yeah,
that, like it's usually done
so
for TikTok
yeah,
videos, right?
I should have found more YouTube videos to send instead
But
of
even
TikTok ones. I just found that the TikTok ones they're more convenient because they're shorter clips, and
Mhm.
since they're shorter clips, they would be a little more easier to present during the podcast, so that we
No,
could
no,
like
I get you,
turn
and I
on the
can. There is
topic. That's
probably a
all.
way. There's probably a way I can do it if I ask one of them. It's probably something to do with OneDrive or some shit like that, where I upload it onto. I don't know. I gotta have to ask them because it's
Yeah,
you gotta change the format, or you can directly use. I gotta find out. Can you directly use TikTok from a computer, right? Because if you can do that, then that's not such a bad thing either, right? 'Cause if I can directly use it from the computer, I can probably just share the screen, right?
yeah,
So, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't got into. I'm not the technical one. I'm just here for the pretty looks, right?
yes. Poor guy.
So,
A
I
little
just
bit of
learned how to use a
narcissism
computer.
too, eh? Jeez.
Well, it's like I said. I said it on that. That was one of the things too. Yeah, I was. We were on an episode of Brews with the Cruise podcast,
Yeah.
and I wasn't used to it. Like I said on the last one, I wasn't used to it because I'm used to looking at myself in the camera, right? Like on the screen or looking at people, and it's just easier to talk that way, right?
Check.
Yeah, yeah. I got a good list. I probably got a better list than hers, to be honest with you.
No, man. No. I've known you for quite a long time. I've known you throughout my teenage years. And I'm telling you right now, I mean,
You haven't seen the worst of me, by Leslie. I mean, there's a lot of things I hate from
uh,
people that
we've had our
I
share
cared
of
about.
fights.
Oh, ours were nothing. I'm saying
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Compared to, I'm sure. Yeah, but you're always gonna fight
we've been friends.
with your
We
family.
were never in a relationship, anything like that. So
So no.
those are the ones that actually get to see the used to get to see the best side of me in that
Yeah,
sense.
well,
You know what I
I
mean?
don't know. In a relationship, I guess, whatever, right? And I mean, like, maybe this case, Johnny Depp does have a little bit of abuse in him too, right? I mean, like, I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying that so far, everything has been proven that she's the abuser. There's been hard factual abuse on her part, like that she's the instigator of the abuse, that she, like, it's not like even hearsay evidence. There
Mhm.
have been witnesses, there has been a full, thorough psychological review on her mental state. And there
That's
have
gonna
been
stand good.
pictures and audio of her admitting to initiating the violence and of her mocking him, that he would never be believed if he came forward. I mean, these are things that you can't ignore. You can't. So that's why I'm saying, even if he loses this case due to some technicality that maybe he lost work before the OPED was, released, because that's the only technicality that I see that he could lose this case on. Because in terms of proving that she's been violent, I think that's been more than proven. Okay, just
Yeah,
on
but
this
there's
first
got to be
half.
something from his contract saying when he lost those fucking cases too. So when he
There
lost those,
is, there
so
is, they're all after she accused
slandered
him.
his name.
Yeah,
So I mean, that doesn't look good on their end,
no.
right? That looks like he
So,
lost the
and
money
their
because of her.
discussion is, and their thing is, but Amber didn't use his name. Doesn't matter. You said that for the last 2 years, and this was written in 2018, you got divorced in 2016, that you were, you became the face of domestic violence. That's what you said. And another thing that
Sucks.
was
Too
proven
bad
in
they couldn't
court,
figure out a date.
yeah, the another thing that was proven in court was when the ACLU presented the emails of the drafts done before the final one was presented in the magazine, in the Washington Post, and they all mentioned Johnny Depp.
Hmm.
So
So that's
yes, we
probably what the
all,
lawyers go through everything, and the technicalities. They say, okay, take the name out, so at least you can,
yeah.
you're not slandering.
And there's emails saying the op-ed should come out in the Washington Post the week after Aquaman does, because it'll get more traction that way. It'll get more attention.
Should have did it before. It probably would have helped.
Man, I just want to smack this girl. Oh, fuck.
Well, let's see what she says. Let's see what she says in the next coming week. The next
Yeah,
week,
so now we're gonna hear her side, right? And let's fucking
this
hear
is
her
when they're
side.
gonna tear
And
her
let's see
apart.
what kind of fucking proof, because she's not just saying he was domestic. The opening statement didn't just say that she was a victim of domestic violence. She's also accusing him of sexual violence as well.
It's hard to prove, man. Unless you say no, unless you can prove the. I don't know how you can prove that. I don't know how you can prove it, and I don't know how you can prove you're innocent, unless somebody's there watching
I don't know,
or
man.
taking part. Right?
I don't know. There will be a part two. I will come
There
on
has to
this
be,
show and talk to you guys about a part
because if you
two.
think about it, by the time your
Yeah.
next appearance is off after killer content, beside the next appearance, it'll probably be just after this trial's wrapping up. Hopefully
Probably.
after the verdict's in,
Probably.
because that'd be an interesting conclusion to it. And don't you worry, I'm guaranteed everybody else is gonna fucking bring up somewhere along the lines newer. I'm pretty sure Julie's gotten some TikToks that had to deal with fucking.
Oh my god, I've been sending her so much. I think I'm gonna go back and try and delete some because there was way too much Johnny Depp ones in there. It's all that's on my fucking feed because they're hilarious, right?
No,
And
I
it's just
know.
like, oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. So
Well, and
it's
that's
just
the
like,
problem. By the time that one comes out, it's gonna be like that's gonna kind of be, some of them will be
old
old news
news,
by
probably.
then.
Yeah.
It's like when we send the old, like that's why I try to wait till the week, a week or two before. I think this time I sent them a little early this time, but I got to give her time so they don't get fucking deleted.
Yeah, no, I've been looking at these clips because I thought we can use them over here because they're 1 minute long, like quick, right?
Yeah.
And they get to the point that I wanted to express. So I thought if we can open it up, but hey, next time we'll figure it out. We'll talk to Julie.
We will.
Maybe
Yeah, we'll see how we can get her to set it
Yeah.
up. Maybe she can get them uploaded and send me a file of it, and I can just play
Yeah.
them that way.
Yeah.
Or maybe she can actually show me.
Or even I can send them to her. She can upload them and then send them to you in a file in an email.
Yeah, whatever. Even if she sends them to you and you can share the screen, right? It's all good. We'll figure it out. But yeah, no, it's kind of weird. I wasn't expecting to get all those TikToks and those little short clips that you were sending.
Yeah.
They were good. A lot of them weren't so much jokes. A lot of them were actual.
No, a lot of them that I was sending you were trial clips so that you can see what was going on.
I noticed the last few of them were starting to become jokes or like giggling. Because now more jokes are coming out now.
So right? it's like they start at 10 a.m. and they finish at 5. Right? And it's like, if I'm not watching, I'm doing shit, or at work, I'm listening. Like it's not
it's
like
hard.
I
can't watch it when I'm at work, obviously, right?
Yeah, but you can listen.
I can't.
If you have your earphones. Oh yeah.
I'm at work. I don't have. I can't just walk around with earphones on.
Yeah, I can.
Right?
So I got my little earphones in there, right? And I listen, and I'm just like, oh yeah, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
I usually can't. Yeah, I can't. I try, but I'll try to listen to it in the back or something while I'm doing what I have to do. But once it's an open day, I can't really get a chance to listen to it. So I have to try to go home and listen to it after. But honestly, there's been so much other good shit that's been coming out on fucking TV this last couple of weeks. I don't know if you've heard about all those things. Like if you ever even had a chance to check anything out. But I started watching a couple new shows.
Which shows?
Tom Holland one, this new one with the Amish. Oh, what the fuck is it called? You know Tom Holland is, right?
Yeah, the guy from Spider-Man.
Yeah, one of the Spider-Mans, right? But he's got a show called. Where is it? I just want to let you know what it's called quickly. Hold on.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, because you might want to watch it. It's actually really good, but I can't wait. Hold on. It is called Under the Banner of Heaven.
Under the banner of what?
Of Heaven. I think everybody should check that one out. I think that one's a really good one. There's a few good ones. You know what I've been watching, man? I've been watching this show Flight Attendant with Kylie
Oh,
Cuoco or whatever the fuck
I
her
watched
name
the
is.
first. I watched the first season. I haven't started watching the
The
second one.
first season, I've been dying. I just started binging it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I haven't even started Ozark yet. I've been dying
Yeah.
to, and I was hoping to do that tonight, but it
Oh,
looks like I won't be going
you
to sleep
gotta
if I
watch
do
it.
that.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it.
But Under the Banner, Leslie, I think you'll find a really good show.
Under the
It's a,
banner.
yeah, I'll tell you what it's called. 100%. Under
Under.
the banner of um, where the fuck did it go? Under the banner of heaven. It's FX. So it's the synopsis
Yeah.
of this thing is it's got a 9.7 on IMDb. You don't get that
Oh
high.
wow.
Yeah, it's
Oh
hard to
wow.
get that high. So a
How many
devoted
episodes in
detective's
already?
face is tested, huh?
How many episodes in already?
Two only.
Oh
So
wow.
so a devoted detective. His faith is tested as he investigates a brutal murder seemingly connected to an esteemed Utah family, spiraling
Mm,
into the LSD fundamentalism and the distraction in and the destruction in the government. So there's a
right.
lot of stuff that had to do with like these Amish. They're talking about Amish. If it was not Amish, it was what's the other one where they're married to
Mennonites.
like they're married to like four women, five women.
Oh, Mormons.
Mormons. There you go.
So the Church of Latter Day Saints.
Yeah, the Mormon. It's got everything's got to do with the Mormons. It's
Right.
it's really fucking good. I the first two episodes I had to watch them twice because you really want to focus on them. You lose. I was losing focus on it because I didn't realize how much you actually had to pay attention to the storyline, right? So, but
Right.
there's just all kinds of stuff, new things coming out, and this is stuff that's gonna just test the waters, right?
Right.
I mean, but once it's out, the chances of it being and staying out are really good, right? There's also another one that I started watching. I tried that out yesterday called Gaslit with Sean Penn and fucking
Oh, I watched the
about the
first episode.
yeah, it wasn't that bad, eh? About the
It's
Watergate
the story
scandal.
of the Watergate scandal. Yeah.
It's a new take on it.
And
But fuck, man, you don't even notice it's
Julia
Sean
Roberts.
Penn, eh?
And you don't even know. Well, Julia Roberts looks. She
Yeah,
looks
she's
great.
always
Yeah,
hot.
I love Julia. Yeah, I love Julia Roberts. She's a great actress too. She's one of the greatest actresses of my time, I think. Like
Oh, of
I'm a
course.
huge. Yeah, she's a fantastic, and she's one of those actresses that can do anything. Like she can do like a
Yeah,
comedy, she can do a rom com, she can do a drama. She can, she can pretty much do anything. Like, yeah, she's a great, fantastic actress. I don't even. Oh yeah, she did win an Oscar for Erin Brockovich. That's right.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
they also have that new Billy the Kid series out, so that's another one.
Yeah. How's that?
That one isn't bad, man. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
because they've been yeah. There's that. There's Outer Range on
Oh
Prime.
yeah, I've been watching Outer Range. That's fucked up.
No, I know. I got to go for a sleep study on Wednesday, and they want me there for like fucking or Tuesday, the third, whatever the day is, the Tuesday night, right? So I got to go tomorrow night um, for this study, and fucking that means they want me there by 7:45. And then how am I gonna fucking sleep? And but this one they actually said I could bring a smart device.
Okay, so
Time
download
to download.
Ozark
I can't
from
because
Netflix.
I gotta either just buy my own fucking thing because uh whoever's one I'm using at the house up there, and my mom's and brother's house, I've been using one of their accounts, and you can only download on one device now because of all the fucking they
Uh,
keep switching the plans, right?
yeah,
So I feel
yeah.
like, you know what, fuck it, maybe I should just get my own plan or something just to do it that way, you know. But I haven't done it yet, right? So I don't know. It's either that or I could just like I have if they have Wi-Fi there. They said
Wi-Fi,
they
yeah,
have
I'm sure
Wi-Fi.
they
Like I
will.
could
Yeah, they
stream
have
it, right?
Wi-Fi. Which hospital?
It's not a hospital. It's an actual
Oh,
office, right? So
oh, it's a clinic.
it's a
Yeah,
clinic. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
specialty
they-
one. This
yeah.
one, it's funny. Hey, I've had to mark down, guys. It's hilarious. I've had to literally mark down the hours I sleep and the hours I'm awake and whatever they wanted me to mark down coffees, uh, bathroom uses. And I didn't know they didn't specify ones or twos, right? So I've only been putting down twos, right? So they didn't specify. I'm gonna tell them. I said, but I don't wake
That's
up in the middle
hilarious.
of the night to take a leak or anything, so it's not that kind of shit. But you know what I mean? If they
Probably
just
dehydrated from all the mega pints of coffee you have all day.
Well, that's it. That's all they wanted me to do is the coffee and what time you go to the washroom. Otherwise, it would have been
Right.
alcohol use. They never said anything about marijuana, so I didn't write that down. I didn't replace that for alcohol use, right? Because I don't drink, so it's easy to fill that part out. So it's just weird. This one I've never had to go that in depth for, right? So this one should be interesting. I guess it's for my epilepsy, right? So we'll see how it works out this one.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
No, 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 I know. It's just
Yeah.
because I got a new doctor and he wants a fucking even 75 minute appointment with me in the beginning. So it's kind of weird, man.
That's
It's
good. He's
75
being
minutes is
thorough.
long.
He's thorough. He's methodical. That's a sign of a good doctor.
Well, I know, and they're younger too now, right? Like I went from a
Yeah.
fucking
And
80-year
obviously
old doctor.
diseases keep changing, like and they have to evolve with it, right? New studies get done, so they have to change, how things
Yeah,
are done, right?
of course.
Anyhow, what are we closing off with?
I don't know. What do you think?
Um,
I don't really have any music that I in my head that I can
pee
think of
pee
right
in
away.
the party, pee pee in the party. That's the song we used to sing to the kids, to have them.
Wait, hold on. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me see if I can find something. I wonder if this actually shows up if I do this. Oh, here we go. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. I want to.
I can hear
I'm
anything.
actually no. I'm hearing it for a second. Hold on. I want to make
Uh,
sure. Wait, hold on. I think this is the one you want to put. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I got a song for you. You're gonna
Go
trip
ahead.
out when you hear this. Okay, guys. I'm gonna leave you guys with the poo poo song. Okay. All right. I don't know this song. I just decided to type it in under the poo poo song, and see what happens. So who knows if they'll make us take this one down? But this one's kind of funny. It looks like a kid song, so I don't know how we should have it on here. But guys, thank you guys. Don't forget this episode tomorrow will be out. This episode will be released tomorrow, guys, on Late Night Chat Network. Guys, check it out, along with all the other videos we do on there, from gaming to uh, just killer content to fucking TikTok time to fucking everything you want, man. Just we have fun here at the channel, and then also, guys, the Under the Umbrella is of the Late Night Chat work, not the sister station. I hate that fucking word. He's not my sister, but yeah, under the umbrella is Late Night Collectors Community, guys. Make sure to check that out because they're always putting out new uh, weekly
Content.
fucking just about weekly content right on the it is weekly content, but with Chris and Nico have been doing a lot of the comic shop talk, so you guys should check that out. Nico's probably got some comic calls coming up because he said he's been reading a lot. So I'm not 100% sure, but we'll keep you guys posted with that. You can follow that on the Late Night Collectors Community. I think it's got an Instagram page now too, so you guys check that one out. If I'm not mistaken, and yeah, the Late Night Chat Network. So we got two of them going up now, so it's good. Kind of keeps the separate content, makes so it doesn't confuse everybody, right? So especially everybody that wants to watch the comics. I don't know if they want to hear about Amber Turd, but we'll have to see about that, right? We'll see. But guys, thanks. Whoever is not tuned in or tuned in, check it out tomorrow. And like I said, we'll keep you guys posted. I think it's going to be a quiet week for us until next Sunday. So, uh, kind of well deserved for everybody, I think. And yeah, just to take a little bit of a breather and see where we go from there. If I'm missing any shows, just like I said, we'll make sure to let you know and keep you posted in the chat, guys. Sorry, on the Instagram page. So don't forget
And
to
watch
subscribe.
Rob and JT next weekend.
Yeah, it should be interesting. We can talk about our
Hockey pool.
yeah. I've heard he's already been checking the videos, so we'll have to see what happens. Hey, so I don't know. I don't even know what happened after I left. I just picked my final player, Leslie, and took off. So like I said, I got another show to go do. See you later, guys. And I bounced. I'm like the star. I was like the star out there. I felt bad. I was like, guys, I gotta go.
Thanks
See
for
you.
taking it this year, right? Isn't that what we say every year?
Hey, dude, I got Matthews as my first pick, so leave me alone. I went that way. I did that this is the year for Horseshack. Okay.
Okay.
And they're gonna win it for him. I told you that. I told him that already. So
I hope so.
Fingers crossed on that one. And it's
Fingers
not
crossed.
because I like the Leafs. It's not, guys, and you know that. I'm clear to let you guys know that. But
yeah, but also Montreal didn't make it to the playoffs either, so fuck them.
It's okay. I got to watch it last year.
Who else are you gonna cheer for? The Leafs. Bandwagon.
Oh, I have a few. I have a few other teams I could cheer for. My pocket pool is pretty good. If you want to hear it, that comes stay tuned for next week. But here, guys, everybody, for you guys, let's see how much we can. Everybody can enjoy this song. I don't know what the fuck it is, but guys, thank you for tuning in. Everybody who did tune in, and anybody who didn't can fucking watch it tomorrow because it'll be here. All right, guys. All right, Leslie. Peace out, and here's your poo poo pee pee song or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Hey, Connor, you want to go out and play?
No, not right now, Mr. Bigglesby.
Why? What's the matter?
Well, I'm a big boy now, and I don't want to wear diapers anymore.
Oh, is that all? Don't you remember the song that we sang?
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Poo poo, poo poo. Everybody has to go poo poo, poo poo, poo poo. All day long. Don't be afraid of the big white bowl with the water in the middle and the bottom there's a hole. Flushing the water goes round and round, and all the poo-poo, it goes down. Poo-poo, poo-poo. Everybody has to go poo-poo, poo-poo, poo-poo.